time.
Flat Out Hero, if you want in, just send me a message on Hangouts. You know where to find me. Spurs? Jesus Christ, dude.
Hey, Skidmark! Ready
Okay,
for another lashing?
so basically make this a complete shit show by inviting both Flat Out Hero and Skidmark into the same hangout. Oh boy, this is going to be a shit show.
Dial the dumpster fire up to 13.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go down the list. Jared, how's the dumpster?
Oh, of course. It's getting kind of chilly out. I could use the warmth.
All right, fight the flat Earth. How's the kindling?
It should burn pretty well with that.
All right, good. Sean Huffer, do you have the gasoline ready?
Always.
All right, Young Blue Skeptic, how's the matches?
Yep, ready to go.
All right, so it looks like we're go for launch on this one. All right, so let's go down the list. Let's see. I'm going to ask that all say go after I ask the following questions. So, 82 Productions, how's umbilicals?
Go.
Fight the Flat Earth, fairings.
Go.
Sean, fuel.
Go.
Young Blue Skeptic, engines.
Go.
All right, LC, LD, we're go for launch on the shit show. So let's go ahead and send the links. Flat Out Hero just messaged me, and boom. It is now officially a shit show.
Oh my God, this guy.
God damn it.
I need to go and get my oven mitt. Hold on.
Please grab your nearest waterproof receptacle and grab your favorite alcoholic beverage.
Actually, there's a bottle of tequila next to me. Hold on, I'm going to make a shot.
Let's do this. Flat Out. Oh, well, look at that. You're one of the first Flat Earthers to actually click a link. I'm impressed.
How's everybody doing?
Okay, why do you sound like you're inside of a tin can?
Because I'm inside of a tin can.
Maybe you should fix that.
Yeah. Headphones.
Do you have the phone inside your mouth?
Sometimes. Not right now.
You know that's not how they're supposed to be used, right?
Sometimes
You also know you're not supposed to hold it next to a Geiger counter, right?
trying to eat it.
Oh,
That better?
Much
Yeah,
better.
Testing.
Much better. Jeez.
So what do you guys think about that 500-mile observation with the infrared?
I'm
10
still.
point.
I'm actually more impressed with the $100,000 you're still not paying.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who won? Did somebody complete the challenge?
Maktoum did, and you said
No,
he did.
that was a late entry.
Hold on. I actually want to address that because
Moving the
you were
goalposts.
no, Young Blue,
No.
don't interrupt me on this one because in your challenge video, you gave no deadline. You owe him $100,000.
No, actually, I put a deadline out there, which he had already.
Oh,
me and him
did
talked
you
about,
add
too.
that to your description after the fact, like you did the first time
No.
with Wolfie?
I never added anything into this description, and I made 2 previous videos. Everybody that's trying to say I edited the description, my 2 previous videos clearly state the same exact rules, dude. No bullshit.
Okay.
Like,
Well, let's go ahead.
So,
Let's go ahead.
Where was your deadline announced at?
When I announced the $200,000 one, and I said you could still, if you have work put in on the first one,
Again,
publish
Flat Out
it
Hero.
so that
that is
everybody knows that
that
you
is
have
an
work
after
put
the
in.
fact that your challenge was met. That
No.
you changed it to saying there was a deadline.
No, it was not met yet. He didn't turn in his until it was a month after I already said, look, if you have work that you've been doing, publish it so everybody knows. And no, MC Toon did not publish it.
Well,
Hold
let
on,
me.
John.
But
Well,
I'm about to
Let-
actually
hold
go to
on,
the post
hold on.
office in a minute.
Let's
and
let's
doing
go.
the
Let's go ahead and
donation in
ask
his
this.
honor.
Let's go ahead and ask this question then. Okay, assuming that you're not full of shit about the deadline, let's go ahead and say that okay, the deadline came and went, and no one did it to your satisfaction, whatever the case may be. Maktoum did post the video, so if just hypothetically, if there was no deadline, Maktoum would have completed your challenge, correct?
McToon would have found a loophole that I didn't specify in the
A
official
loophole.
challenge. In the official challenge, I didn't specify, so that's why I'm doing the $10,000 donation.
What was the
to
loophole?
charity? Well, he used the flight charts that were not flat depictions of the maps. It wasn't flat. I said for all along, it can be mapped on a ball. That's not the challenge. The challenge is
Oh
to
no
map
no
it
no
on
no
flat
no.
maps. Like that's exactly what the two previous videos, the original challenge to Wolfie and
Unfortunately,
Simon and
the Earth,
Dan.
unfortunately,
But-
the Earth isn't flat, so every single flat chart, a flight chart, is going to be a top-down view on a globe. That's why when he was trying to put them together like a puzzle piece, the only way to make them fit was to fit them on a sphere.
He was using a ratio that was way too high. If you use a ratio that's much closer to the
What ratio was he using? He literally took
visual flat
navigation
charts, VFRs.
He literally
VFRs
took
work.
navigation charts and put them on PVC pipe that was made into a sphere. That was his first response to you.
I had already told him beforehand that. Well, yeah, the first one he didn't even use 90-degree turns. He had to alter the angles, and also I don't even know that he did use 90-degree turns on his second entry because he hasn't sent me the flight charts. What he's supposed to do, but
anyways,
you know,
I have a question for you, flat out.
What's
prior to you giving this original challenge,
official.
What is your experience with nautical and aviation navigational charts?
Nothing. None whatsoever.
So with no previous experience, how do you know what they should and should not look like?
Because I didn't. That's the thing. I fucking know what a flight chart looks like by looking at it.
With no experience with them, you know what they should look like.
And if I had made a mistake, that would have cost me something. I want to make sure
I'm understanding this correctly because
I told you I had no experience.
Worked with them. It was part of my specialty in the Navy, being an aviation warfare specialist. I actually got to see the actual ones used by the U.S. Navy, and that's why I asked, prior to you giving this challenge, what was your experience with navigational charts, be it aviation or nautical?
Are you asking me again? Because I've already answered that a few times. Nothing.
And you said
none
no.
whatsoever. Nothing.
So with no experience, how can you be sure your expectation was accurate and fair?
Because nobody completed my challenge.
Except 3 people that did. In fact, actually,
nobody completed my challenge.
Flat out. To be very clear, not only did Wolfie complete your challenge on a map that you no. Hang on. After Wolfie completed your challenge on a map that you specified, he even went in an actual fucking plane and put in the coordinates for you and showed you that it would work on an actual fucking plane.
That was his first entry that he went on the plane. The second entry where he tried to fucking.
So now are actual planes wrong?
Yeah, like definitely the computer program.
Okay.
Yeah, planes aren't making a stance on this. If you're thinking the computer program is right or wrong,
the plane that is used
when it zooms out
to get you to where you want to go is wrong somehow, even though it works every single time I do a flight.
The navigation system, if it depicts a ball when you zoom out on the navigation system, yeah, that's wrong.
Okay, first of all, your initial challenge was published on October 16th. There is nothing in the description.
The official challenge, not initial, official.
$100,000 challenge to anyone that can complete my challenge. October 16th. That was your initial $100,000
official, not initial. Oh, okay. Yeah, initial $100,000 video.
There is nothing in this video or description about a deadline. Nothing.
No. I made the deadline. I made the deadline for the $200,000 video.
Okay, let's see when your $200,000 video came out.
And I left it open for a month almost.
$200,000 video came out on November 16th. He met your challenge on November 8th. You owe him
November 8th. He didn't use 90 degree angles, buddy. Look at his fucking entry before you keep on reciting shit like rumor
You
status,
mean yeah, I'm looking at it now. You mean the one that he used 90 degree angles on?
No, he admits that he did not use 90 degree angles. So that's bullshit. No, the entry that I'm honoring by giving a donation in his name, that was entered like a month or like more than a month, I think, after the end of the fucking the end date was already announced. Not just that it was coming up, but that it's going to be ending.
Yeah, but flat out here,
announced.
the point is that in your original video of the challenge, the 100 pound challenge, you never put a deadline in that video. All right.
All right.
So there isn't a deadline. You cannot.
There is if I want to put a $200,000 challenge.
You submitted your challenge.
Yeah, you cannot just add a deadline.
You cannot add a deadline after the fact. Take it up with a lawyer, butthead.
Yeah,
no, that's not how it works,
buddy.
It's not how it works.
Notice I made a video.
Like,
Hashtag
you just
flat out hero.
You just
Nobody's
move the
done it.
goalpost
I told
constantly.
everybody.
You just move the goalpost over and over.
Fight. Let's not do this again. I'm
going to do it because you are bullshitting. You are just constantly moving the goalpost over and over. No, I'm going to call you out for your bullshit actually because I'm fucking sick and tired of it.
Wait your turn.
I will actually.
It's my fucking turn now because I'm giving you the fucking.
Now you're interrupting Red.
Right, you in your original video that you put out that says if anyone does this, they can get $100,000. You never stated in that video that there is a deadline. Therefore, there is no fucking deadline. And you,
my fucking challenge. You make your own challenge.
No.
You
can't just change the rules.
I'm offering my money, Dick.
You can't just change the rules.
My money. I can change the rules. Fuck yes, I can. It's my fucking offer.
Well, you're a disingenuous little fucking shit, then, aren't you?
No,
and by the way, this kind of I don't know about you, but that looks like a 90-degree turn. That actually looks like a 90-degree turn to me. So I don't know about you.
Hold on, that not all of them were 90.
Actually, McToon is in the live chat right now, and guess what? You're full of shit.
Let's let him eat his own words here for a second.
Wait, MC Toon, your first entry, did you use 90-degree angles or no?
Sean, go ahead.
Okay. In his description of his $200,000 challenge where he said that there was a deadline.
Bring MC Toon on.
Let's go over something you said in your description here.
Well, as I said, bring MC Toon on.
No.
Here.
You're gonna eat your own words here because you just fucked yourself in your own description.
I can't eat my own words. Let's see what's up, dog.
As I said, if you have been working on the challenge and have progress to show, I won't just make your time go unrewarded. I will still allow entries that are close to finish or at least far enough along to make me feel that it is wrong for me to cut off your work so abruptly, and I will allow you for a late entry or a few, depending on if anyone is even working on a competition.
Yep.
And that was on November 16th.
And he did not fucking publish his fucking. I asked for it right then.
November 30th.
I asked him in private.
He was actively making progress. No, he was actively making progress as evidence.
Okay, hang on. Flat out. Shut up. I said shut up. Sean, complete your thought.
He was actively making progress as evidenced by his November 30th release of his final result. And you said, oh, even though you proved it, I'm not going to pay you a dime. You, sir, would be absolutely devastated in a court, and I hope he takes you.
I second that.
Every step of the way, you have just constantly moved the goalpost and changed the rules based on what you want to happen. The initial challenge that you even put out is a disingenuous, stupid fucking challenge because you're asking for someone to do something on the assumption that the earth is flat, which it fucking isn't, you retard.
Which is why when you actually use a map, the only way to make the maps actually fit together is to put it on a curved surface. So that's exactly what McToon did. So guess what? McToon actually did this. I'm looking at his video right now. Those are indeed 90-degree turns. So I don't know where the fuck you're getting this bullshit from that he didn't use 90-degree turns. But guess what? They're 90-degree turns. Mapped on flight charts.
He's getting it from the school of moving goalposts.
Exactly.
So he would actually make the worst referee on the planet.
So let's go down the list. Flight charts from like 3 different people that completed the challenge, and one of them actually demonstrating this type of trip on an actual fucking plane, and apparently this douchebag is still not satisfied.
The thing is, he doesn't even want to learn, right? He doesn't want to even investigate if he could be wrong. Because when we did the debate, me and him that you moderated, and he was going on about how things don't look same from one distance to the other, I actually did the math for him, and I've got the math for him. And I offered to go through it on my channel in a stream with him one-on-one, and he just fucking turned me down because he does not even want to learn.
Yep. And also, I did want to point out one more thing. Is that Wolfie actually went ahead and did an interview with a few people that actually fly planes, and guess what they say? the Earth is round. So people who are using flight charts to get where they got to go, because, you know, they're pilots and that's kind of a thing you need to do as a pilot, they're, oh, look, they're actually using the globe model and not a flat model. So you asking us to do something on the assumption that the Earth is flat, which is actually geometrically impossible because guess what? The Earth isn't fucking flat. That's disingenuous. You said use flight charts. When we used a chart that you didn't like, then we completed it on a chart that you specified. You said this is a flight chart. Wolfie went to that same website and did the 90-degree turn thing. And guess what? Went to the same exact spot. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, now I'm going to add another stipulation to that by saying that now Wolfie has to actually fly my sorry ass around on this path. That wasn't in the original description. You added that after the fact on a separate video, posted again after the fact. You're adding steps to this. You're adding conditions to this as you go to make sure that no one will ever hit the finish line where you have to actually pay the fuck up.
Not only that, but like he is claiming that maps are all exactly the same as photographs from the sky. All right. They might be accurate to get you where you're going, but they are not the same as photographs because they are projections of a globe. And if he is claiming that all maps are the same as high altitude photographs, then he's got to fucking prove that.
Yep, go figure. So it's a top-down projection of a globe. Every single flight chart, every single one of them takes the curvature of the Earth into account. In fact, on a lot of flight charts, as what was demonstrated in McToon's own video, it actually shows you that on the flight charts themselves, they actually tell you what kind of projection it is.
Lambert conical projection, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah. Also, yeah. McToon, send me post your email. Allow me to send it to you. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm in contact with him, McToon. So
use the sock account if you can't get in on your normal account.
Sorry about that, Toon.
So and anyway, right. The question that you had when you came in flat out about the 500-mile infrared photograph. Can I just ask you what difference infrared makes?
You can see further.
Why?
You don't have the fucking atmospheric distortion.
Right. You realize infrared is light and is also subject to atmospheric distortion, right?
Yeah. If light did what you think it did, yeah, you're right. It wouldn't work.
Oh, right. So once again, you are saying something. So once again, you're saying something on
light
the assumption.
Travels in straight lines and doesn't curve.
Well, it will curve if it's being refracted.
It'll bend once. Yeah, it'll bend once if it's changing mediums. But if it's still in air, then it hasn't changed the medium.
What if that the density of the air has a gradient?
No.
So are you telling me?
It does not matter that it's not going to be a different medium.
But so are you saying the density of the medium makes no difference?
No, it makes a little difference. Yeah, fucking. Well, it will make it distorted. It will make it wavy.
If there's denser air,
it will make a mirage.
No, it will change the angle of incident, right? If
it will constantly change it.
If there's a gradient, it will do that one bend that you're talking about many times, making it curved.
Yes. No, not curved. Wavy, like not a steady fucking. You cannot see it steadily. It has to be a wavy projection, and it won't bend over the fucking land. Can you
explain the mathematics and the physics behind what you're saying, please?
No, there's fucking just logic, straight logic, dude. Like light goes in straight lines, and there's the definition of it, dog. The definition of refraction. It has to change mediums. Whatever you want to fucking say about your fucking Metabunk calculator bullshit.
No, it has to change.
No, it has
densities.
to change mediums.
Density.
It has to change medium.
Right, you've just literally said you don't know the maths and the physics, yet you're still trying to talk about the maths and the physics.
No, I'm talking about the definition of the word refraction.
Say no to drugs, kids.
Look it up. Here, I'll fucking look it up for you right now.
Yeah, please do. Please look it up.
He made a claim that light will only bend once.
Yeah, apparently.
If it's being refracted, if it's moving from one medium to another, then it will bend one time. It will not curve. It will not curve.
Sean, I am presenting you to everybody.
All right, now that you have no choice but to see this, and your whole light only bends once claim is about to be thoroughly destroyed because we have light
in air, not just water. If it's going into water, you can bend it all kinds of ways. But
look at your screen.
Look at your screen.
What about it?
Watch, because you see this up here. This is light being bent. This is light being bent, and watch. You'll see light being bent here in a second, in the middle, a third time.
Yep.
It's wavy.
It's in air.
It's all in air.
Yeah, it's wavy. Look at how wavy it is. It's not steady. It's not a straight projection.
But look here. Now we have this layer, a layer above it, and we still have the looming below it. You're seeing light being bent in 3 different directions through air because it's going through 3 different density layers.
It's not curving, dude. It's not curving around the fucking Earth.
I'm sorry. Does when you say bent, when we say bent and when you say bent, that to you means straight lines and not curved?
Like a straw. No, like if you were to fucking go in from
i.e. not
water,
straight. So not straight.
In water it can curve.
No. As in by your own, if you take a straw and you bend it, that means it's not straight, right?
Right.
All right, good. Then you just fucked yourself.
Why? If you bend a straw, it's not straight?
Because by your own assertion, you said that light only goes in straight lines.
Yes.
Nope. Right. All right. Let me ask you this.
In air. In air.
Wait.
No,
let me
that is being bent by air, you fucking
It's
idiot.
not curving, is what I'm saying. It's not fucking curving.
Flat out, right? Right. So you say it can change when it goes from one medium to the other, right? So what is causing that change when it goes from one medium to the other?
The medium.
Yeah. Well, all right. We know it's a different medium, but what is the difference between the mediums?
Okay, look, the fact or phenomenon.
No, please just answer my question. Answer my question. Wait, stop talking bullshit and answer my question.
Another.
Yeah, right.
A medium of varying density.
Right. There we go. Density. So, are you now telling me that air can? Can you shut up? Are you now telling me that air cannot have varying densities?
Yeah, no, the air can have varying densities.
Well,
sure,
there you go.
It's not going to be a steady.
If the air has varying density,
curve.
If the air has right,
if you look at the light that you're looking at, it's not going over a curve.
Do you realize
you're looking at it straight on?
Do you realize that the density? Do you realize that the density will have a gradient from denser at the bottom to less dense as it goes up? Right? Yeah. So there's a different density. As you said, that is the difference between the mediums. It's the density, and air can have a bunch of different densities, creating refraction in many different ways. It can make it bend up. It can make it bend down.
It has to be changing density. Like it has to be changing. Like if it's fucking dude, we have
the air does change density.
If you not over fucking ice. Over ice, it's the same exact temperature as the ice.
I'm sorry. Is this ice or is that air on top of water?
There's been lasers over
Look
ice
at the observation that's in front of you. Look at the observations that's in front of you that I'm screen sharing to everyone that I'm forcing you to look at.
I don't see it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Isn't Lord Crocker Squirrel doing an observation on ice?
Okay. You know what? Screw this. McToon, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Not you used in your entry where you completed this challenge and now
the first one.
Hang on, let me mute Flat Out Hero so that he can't interrupt me. In the entry that you put where you completely destroyed the $1,000 challenge and he now owes you $100,000, you used 90-degree angles, right?
That's right.
Okay, good. So Flat Out, go fuck yourself.
MC Tune. Yeah. What are the odds you'll actually take him to court for not actually following up on his wager?
Well, the $50,000 was to go to charity on his honor. The other $50,000, I told him that he can hold an escrow, and I will issue challenges to other flat earthers to do things to prove the flat Earth. So, should any of them complete that, then he should have to pay them, but his money's safe.
Why aren't you using any of the money on blowing hookers?
Don't need that. Sorry.
So,
but that actually didn't answer my question, though.
Yeah.
Why aren't you taking his ass to court?
When I entered it, I didn't expect to get any money to begin with, so I'm not out anything.
I want this fucker to be bankrupt forever.
Hey, Tune, answer me this, dude. On your first entry, because that's the one we were talking about, did you use 90-degree angles or not?
My first entry was using 3 airports that Ruhif had put together. That was just video. There was no paper. And those turns were 90 degrees.
The very first one?
That's right. The very first one that came out just a couple days after you issued it in October. And that I used Skyview to plot them out, and then Google Maps to show them on the globe.
We've talked about this in private, man. What are you talking about? Like,
oh, you don't a conversation you don't want public? Why is that? Flat out here.
No, hold on.
No, because we talk on fucking Hangouts.
Oh yeah, we talk sometimes. That's cool. No, the second one is maybe what you're thinking of. That's the one where I used 3 airports with real weekly flights between the cities, and the sum of the angles did not add up to 270. It added up to 263. Still proves the globe, but I'll admit that it wasn't in line with exactly 90 degrees.
Okay, so the first one, what was the problem with that one?
You said that it was electronic, therefore you didn't like it.
Oh yeah.
So later,
okay,
later you did say Wolfie could use Skyvector. So
no, I didn't say he could use Skyvector. I said he could use a fucking flight chart that was of that ratio.
No, your words were, I'll show you a flight chart that you can use. This is the flight chart that you can use. You didn't say anything about a ratio. You said, this is the flight chart that you can use. And then he went and used that flight chart. I didn't
say the type of flight charts.
No, you showed
any fucking flight chart.
Red, mute him a second, please. You showed a screen and you said he can use that flight chart on that screen. And then he did.
No, I said he could use that type, that ratio of flight chart, bro.
Like you did not say that at all. I mean, you don't even know what
that's what I was fucking saying.
But no, it's not what you actually said, though, is it, motherfucker?
Well, fucking no, I didn't fucking know.
Well, there you go.
Exactly, but that's what I was saying. I said this type of flight chart.
If you guys can hold on and be quiet for for 30 seconds while I listen to Flat Out Hero's update for the $100,000 challenge, where he says what flight charts he will allow, I'll actually repeat what he says.
Okay, sounds good to me. So everyone who is in this hangout right now, it is decreed that you all will shut the fuck up. Sean, you have the floor.
I hear nothing.
I know.
Shut up. It's almost over. It's got like 10 seconds left.
Go for it.
Okay, that's the one where he says he has to be an FAA approved flight chart that's paper because it has to be flat. But he had one more before that.
FAA approved flight chart. McToon, the flight charts that you used, were they approved flight charts, whatever the fuck that means?
Yeah, I think Flat Out Hero's exact words were referring to the FAA sectional charts, which of course only cover the United States, which is not large enough for the challenge because you need 10,000 kilometers on each leg.
I see. So the flight charts that you were using, what flight charts were those?
Those are the operational navigation charts. They're the same projection as the FAA chart. They're just a different ratio, but they cover the whole world.
Oh, I see. And using those flight charts, those were paper charts, correct? You actually printed them out?
That's right.
And by using those paper charts, you were able to complete the challenge with 90-degree angles, correct?
That's right.
Oh, interesting. So, yeah, it looks like Flat Out Hero owes not just you money, but a lot of people money. Then,
I mean, there still is no official close date as far as I'm concerned. Like, because in the original video, he never stipulated a close date. So, in fact, I'm going to do it as well, and he's going to owe me 100.
Yes. Yeah. Sue me. I already told you how.
That's the thing is, if you went to court, you would be bankrupt for the rest of your life. Why do you want that to happen to yourself?
Because I won't.
But you would be.
How about this?
No, I wouldn't be.
How about this? I'm actually going to offer. Now, I imagine that Wolfie and McToon are decent individuals, and I'm pretty sure I can, go over there, do a little snake charming, and make all of this go away. I'm pretty sure I can make all of this
go away. I'm encouraging you.
No. Flat out Hero. Shut up. Let me give you a chance here. So I could probably go over to both of their places, do a little snake charm, and make all this shit go away. I just need you to do one thing. McToon,
I don't want that.
Hang on, McToon.
Yeah.
Will you follow me on this suggestion? If it were to be the case that Flat Out Hero admitted that using flight charts that pilots actually fucking used to get from point A to point B reliably, that you could actually do the whole 90-degree turn bullshit and come back to your starting point. If he were to actually admit that, no bullshit, we would not pursue the $100,000.
That's fair.
Okay, so basically, and I'm pretty sure I can get Wolfie to accept that too. So basically, Flat Out Hero, I would like for you to just take some time and think about this. You know good goddamn and well that they actually completed your challenge using flight charts on paper, and yes, they were able to complete your challenge. So,
I'll take it to court.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you actually admit right here, right now, that you can actually do what you said was impossible on flight charts, then they will go ahead and drop the issue, and you can go ahead and walk away and not having to owe anybody any money. Or I hope they take the biggest fucking rubber penis and fuck you with it in court.
No, I completely fully admit that, yeah, if you get enough of a distorted map, you can do it.
So the map that is distorted that they use to actually get from point A to point B is not valid because why?
The only one that tried to piece them together was fucking MC Toon and Plot it. Planar Walk pieced them together kinda. But fucking MC Toon was the only one to fucking piece them together and plot one out.
What paper charts would you actually accept?
The ones that I fucking like, the ratio I pointed to on my fucking video.
And which is?
A flat depiction of the fucking world.
No, could you specify exactly which ones you're thinking of?
The flat ones.
No,
the visual flat, the VFRs, like the ones
flight charts,
really, really low ratio, you know.
Flight charts are published in a series. Every series has a name. You could go with the pilotage tactical charts, the FAA sectional charts, the jet navigational charts, the operational operational navigation charts are visual.
Okay,
they're
flat.
Yeah.
Which charts? Name the chart. Not I don't give a shit about the flat one. That doesn't tell me anything. I want the actual name of the chart that you will accept.
Well, I made a fucking $200,000 challenge, which I had to make room for, so I kicked the $100 one out, which I also still left room for if you could complete the
name
second
the chart.
A roadmap, a Thomas guide.
That's
what the new challenge
Hold
is.
Hold on. I went over your entire $200,000 challenge. There
are
no maps that match your description for the $200,000 challenge.
The Thomas guide.
No, they don't, because they don't cover rural areas and they don't cover water. You said a quarter of the globe.
Okay, well, yeah, but you can.
He did retract it down to just the States.
Even if you do just the United States, it only covers a quarter of the globe.
Okay.
Or sorry, it doesn't cover rural areas. So what
I'm
rural
saying
areas?
If you can put it on the ball, if you can put it on a curved surface.
Which maps?
Just one of them. If you could put one of them on there, that's all it takes.
You mean one piece of paper? So you're by definition you're suggesting that one piece of paper can't go on a sphere. Therefore, the Earth is flat. That doesn't make sense.
I'm just saying if one won't work, then 100,000 of them isn't going to work either.
No, but that's the thing. The way that we want to get around this problem, and keep in mind, this isn't a problem with the maps, Flat Out Hero. This is a problem with you accepting the maps. So here is the question one more time, and please, for the love of everything that is halfway fucking literate, do not dance around this question. What flight chart will you actually accept? Name the chart.
None.
You won't accept any flat chart. Oh, wow. The truth finally comes out.
Hold on. He just said
I'm
none?
accepting the $200,000 challenge.
No, forget the 200. The 100. What would have you accepted?
I'm not accepting anything on that.
No, but we are like hypothetically.
Hold on. Real quick.
Hypothetically?
Since I'm still presenting here, for all y'all haters that think I moved the goalpost, you actually name a chart you will accept. Wolfie met that chart and showed you.
What's the chart?
Then move the goalpost again.
What's the chart?
I'm showing your video.
Yeah, what did I say?
This is a flight chart. That's what you said.
Yeah, I'm showing him the fucking flight charts. The fucking type of flight chart.
Yeah, and Wolfie used this exact site to plot out a flight. And
I'm not saying this site is acceptable. I'm saying this
in this video you did.
chart.
Oh my fucking god!
I said this fucking flight chart. This type of flight chart is acceptable.
You goalpost moving piece of shit. Like seriously,
dude.
Aneurysm?
You're twisting my words.
No, it's still a flight chart, whether it's on the computer or not.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's a computer program that could print a flight chart, but it's not a flight chart.
It's still a chart. It's just being displayed on the screen of a computer.
A chart has a definition, dude.
A chart has a definition of a table or graph that shows information, which can fucking be displayed on a screen.
A sheet.
A sheet of information could be displayed on a screen.
So if he were, so wait a minute, if he were to print this out,
definition, it's paper.
No, that's why he was asking. That's why he was asking. It's like wonderful. So you will now accept electronic flight charts.
This is why Wolfie left this as the first comment. Wonderful. So now you accept electronic flight charts are valid.
No,
you are making great progress.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's twisting my words.
No, it's not.
No, we're taking your exact words. We're taking your exact words.
No, you're not.
Yes.
I did not say this type of fucking this site or this website.
No, your words were
anything
this
on
flight
the website
chart
is good.
I think
this type of flight chart.
You pointed at your screen and said this flight chart.
Hang on. Everyone stop. Gavel. Shut it. Okay. I'm going to ask something of the live chat. Okay. This is just for people in the live chat. I don't want to hear any of you guys answer this question. So for those of you who are in the live chat, if I were to hypothetically start a fundraiser, and this fundraiser was to go to McToon so that he could hire a lawyer to actually sue this motherfucker, how many of you would actually support that GoFundMe? Go. Now you guys can talk.
Please. I already told you how. I mean, I don't want MC Toon to have to be the one, but you know.
The thing
I
is,
told you guys how anybody can go ahead and copy them and then sue me.
But like the thing is, we have all the evidence that you have said specific things, and those specific things have been done.
No, they haven't.
And then you add more stipulations after they've been proven.
Yeah, and whether you've added stipulations or not, no, we're not lying. We are going on your exact words. You cannot.
I referred to the very first.
Let me say this to you again.
First two videos. If
let me
you
say.
Didn't watch those two videos, then you did not fucking do the challenge right, dude.
Let me say this to you again. A chart, a sheet, can be displayed on a screen. It does not have to be.
No, it cannot.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
So it has a definition.
I look at a paper on the screen before I print it out, douchebag.
No, you look at a computer program. Hold on. A sheet has a definition.
Here is a chart being displayed on a screen. Is that automatically false now?
It is a computer program.
So basically, you're not even
a computer program.
So what? I have to deliver the papers.
On a screen,
so wait a minute. So I have to deliver the papers to you in order for you to accept the proof?
A chart has a definition. It has to be.
Answer the question.
Look at your screen.
It has a definition. It has to be paper.
Answer the question, because I got a lot of people that are more than happy to donate to start this lawsuit. Great. So please answer this question for me. Answer this question. And do I actually have to bring the sheets to you in order for you to accept it, or can I just make a video about it?
The sheets, what?
Oh my fucking god. If I actually completed your $100,000 challenge like McToon did.
No, you can do a video.
Okay, then you will accept the video. Why are you going to accept the video? It's on the fucking computer screen.
Hold on, Red. As I'm showing on screen, he's already said that anything displayed on a computer screen is not a paper chart. So he will not accept paper charts in a video form.
A video of you fucking filming yourself putting the paper charts together?
I'm showing on screen a paper chart sitting on the floor, but because it's on a computer screen for you, well, in your case, a phone screen, it's not valid.
No, that would be valid if you pieced it together with other paper charts.
And that's what fucking MC Toon did twice.
So you're saying
the first time he did, he did not use 90-degree turns.
Yeah.
No, he did.
Time I did. So
no, he didn't.
Here's the question.
The first time that you used paper.
Yeah. You're right.
Thank you.
So here's the question: If I had put this one in 2 weeks earlier, because it was 2 weeks to the day after your $200,000 challenge came out, if I'd put that out 2 weeks earlier, would you have accepted it, or would have you complained because you thought I got around it through some sneaky way?
No, like I already told you, dude. I already told you the very first video, the very first official challenge. I said refer to the very first 2 videos that I made. If you don't get it, the very first 2 videos clearly say, "I know you can do it on a ball." I demonstrated it on a ball. It's not the challenge. The challenge is to use the flat maps. That's what I was saying. Like I'm only fucking giving you
exactly which flight charts you're thinking of. What's the name of those flight charts that you're thinking of?
Hey, Reds, check the hangout.
I don't know fucking, and I don't know whatever the name is. The fucking flat ones, man.
Well,
there
let me ask you this.
No flat ones.
Mercator style. So I said the ones that you if you piece together, they make a Mercator style map.
There are no maps.
There are no flight
I said that
maps.
specifically.
But what you've just described doesn't exist.
There are no flight charts that use the Mercator projection.
Well, then name the chart.
I told you in the fucking challenge, it's impossible to do it.
Well, I'll just go back to your definition of a sheet.
Wait a minute. So you were asking people to use flight charts that were based on.
I told people it's impossible to do it. Don't try it.
No. It is possible to do it by using flight charts that comport with reality. You just don't like to accept that because it debunks your bullshit.
Map would do.
What flight charts use a Mercator style map? None.
Huh?
No.
No, they don't use it. Then if they don't, then none exist. I made my fucking point.
There are no maps that use a Mercator projection.
You didn't say any of this.
Hold on, because in his first challenge, he says flight charts that pilots actually use, and now you're saying they must use the Mercator map. Pilots don't use the Mercator projection.
Okay.
So
I said that before. Your
entire challenge is built on
I said it
fraud.
before.
Your entire challenge is built on a fraud, dude.
2 videos, which I told you, I referred you to do in the first challenge, in the official challenge. I said watch these 2 videos. If you didn't watch those 2 videos, you didn't do the challenge right. I told you to do that.
Challenge.
My rule was to tell if you better fucking watch the 2
by pilots. None of them use Mercator projections.
Correct.
Yeah, great.
You said that
why are you saying
your exact words were to use.
I said it was impossible to do.
Hold on, flight. Now you're saying they must use Mercator projection, which no pilot uses.
I said that before.
Right, but your exact words were the ones that pilots use, the ones that get them where they are going. Those were your exact words, were they not?
Yeah.
Right? And which ones do pilots use to get them where they're going? Is it a Mercator style map?
Doesn't matter. I told you.
No, it actually does. It actually does fucking matter.
It does because those were your words.
You're telling them to use a map system that they don't use.
You haven't watched my previous videos.
No, we have. Unfortunately, you seem to forget what you said on those videos.
Dude, I went through all your videos when I was making the awesome video I did about you.
I drew it out. I drew it out. What the fucking
when you offered your $100,000 challenge, those are the rules everyone is locked into.
A picture.
No, you scribbled on the back of an envelope that looked like a spider got drunk and then ran for a bit.
That's what your fucking your flight must look like.
Well, it must look like a 3-year-old retarded child bit some crayons and spat on the paper.
Is that the standard that we're going for now?
It has to be an unfinished square.
It has to be an unfinished square.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Apparently
I said that before.
Right. I want to get this point out of the way, that your exact words were the ones that pilots use, the ones that get them where they're going.
Yep.
And you're now saying that those aren't acceptable.
None are acceptable, dude. It's fucking impossible to do.
No, it's not, because we're talking about your words. We're talking about your exact words, which were.
Sorry, he wants the hang on. Everyone, stop for a second. All right, your exact words were the ones that they actually use, and then your only response to that is it's impossible. Here's the thing that you're not understanding, Flat Out Hero, is that just because you say it's impossible doesn't mean it actually is. You are not the arbiter of truth here, and I think that is your biggest fucking problem here.
I'm a challenge maker. Hold on.
He wanted the Mercator projection. What the hell just happened? Oh, I'm not close. He wanted the Mercator projection with the unfinished square. Wolfie's already done that. Pay up.
Yeah, if you didn't use flight charts pieced together.
Make up your mind. Do you want
Make up
the
your
flight
mind.
charts that pilots
If you
actually
use flight
use?
charts
Or
pieced together,
Hold
one
on.
of those flight charts
Hold
would
on.
have the South Pole and not another one.
Hold on. This is the video where Wolfie actually completed your challenge with the same website that you were saying was okay to use.
Hey, I could piece that together with
website
ONC
was
And you
okay
charts.
to
just said you wanted to see the unfinished square.
Wait a minute.
There
Wait a
it
minute.
is.
You need to watch the
Wait a
first
minute.
two
Wait a minute.
videos,
Wait a minute.
bro.
McToon.
I drew
McToon.
a picture.
Hang on.
Of it,
Hang on.
of what
I said fucking gavel. McToon. What was it that you were saying about this? What could you do with what's on the screen right now?
I could piece that together using the ONC charts if somebody needs to see it.
Oh, okay.
It's not hard. The ONC charts it's pretty simple to piece them together. You just need a
Interesting.
printer.
So basically, we're not even out for $100,000 right now. We're just out to get him to accept something at least. You know, if this challenge were still going on and we were to do all of these different variations of completing the challenge, which one would Flat Out Hero actually accept? So tell me, Flat Out Hero, if McToon were to actually do all of that and piece it together using many different types of flight charts, would you accept the results?
What don't you get, dude? You can't do it. There would be two flight charts with
so is that a
it.
no? Am I hearing a no from? So am I hearing a no from you? You would not accept the results.
I would accept the results if you fucking did what I fucking was talking about, dude.
So if he were to do this exact thing that I just said, you would accept it?
No.
Okay, why the fuck not?
Because if you did what I'm talking about, you would have two separate flight charts with Antarctica.
And what are you talking about? And what are you talking about? So this
square position.
So this map that you pointed to is not one that you would accept.
No.
Can you please provide me with a chart that you will actually accept that pilots actually use to get where they're going?
Speaking of pilots, Reds, I currently have a pilot.
Okay, yeah. So look at Pig. Go ahead and send the link.
Okay.
So apparently that means that you will not accept any flight charts that pilots actually use to get where they're going. So
if they make an unfinished square and it's not on a ball,
basically
right now.
So basically, you wouldn't accept jack shit from anybody, regardless how well they actually complete your challenge.
They haven't completed my challenge.
No, they did multiple
fucking made
times.
Clear by the fucking $200,000 challenge, dude. You have too much land. You have it. You have everything. It's most accurate that you can go address to address. You have all this land accounted for. You can piece it together. It's all accounted for.
If anyone wants to get Wolfie in here, that's perfectly fine. And a lot of people are saying to just sue your ass at this point because you're literally just making up. You're literally just making up rules as you go.
Hold on, Red. What's absolutely hilarious? What's absolutely hilarious is on screen right now, which is being presented, which means he is seeing this, is his flat map with an unfinished square. It has no bottom edge. And he's saying, oh, even though I just said that's what I'll accept, I'm not going to accept it. That is literally what he just said.
Yeah, he won't accept the thing that he said was acceptable.
Yeah, if you could piece together flight charts that make a flat fucking depiction of the fucking Earth and then fucking plot the fucking plot the same fucking course.
What flight chart uses a Mercator projection? Do you not see how fucked up that is?
Exactly. So you're asking us
but there are flight charts
wait.
that are flat.
No, there isn't.
No, there is.
No, there isn't.
Just specify the name if you think
okay, you ask. Hang on, let me just point out the absurdity here. You're asking us to use flight charts that pilots actually use to get where they're going. Then you're asking us to use a Mercator projection flight chart. But since there are no flat charts that are Mercator projections, you're basically just saying I'm going to make a challenge that is impossible because fuck all of you.
The challenge is possible if the Earth is flat, basically.
But it's not flat. So basically. There you go. So basically, the mere fact, the mere fact that we have not only completely disintegrated this challenge for you, but the reason why you're not accepting it is literally because the Earth isn't fucking flat.
No, it's not, dude. The most accurate maps are road maps.
But they're not flight charts, are they?
We're talking about the first challenge, not your $200,000 challenge.
Right.
Hang on. We have a new person in here. Bob, the science guy. I am assuming you're working for the nameless, faceless they. Thus your avatar. Please introduce yourself and let's get a mic check. I do not hear you, Bob. Bob, either your mic's not working or you got to reload or F5 or something, but we're not actually hearing anything from you. Is it just me or you all aren't hearing?
Well, let me just test my mic. Check. Is my mic working all right?
Yeah, I hear.
Excellent.
Hello.
Yeah, but Bob isn't. Yeah, so Bob, you're going to have to fix your mic or whatever. Try unplugging, plug it back in, check your audio settings, and click the gear that's at the top of the page. Anyway, while we're waiting for that to happen, so basically, what I'm hearing is that the only way to prove or to actually meet your challenge is to use a flight chart that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, I guess. Or fucking.
Oh, you guess? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
perfect.
I said it was impossible.
No, you said to use one that pilots use, and now you're saying that we have to use ones that don't exist. So do pilots use maps that don't exist? Is that what you're saying?
What? Like fucking
So I'm just going on your own.
It doesn't fucking dude, the challenge is impossible.
It's just your own words here. You want us to use flight charts that pilots use, the ones that actually get them where
I don't want you to do it at all. I told you it's impossible.
Well,
yeah, because you're asking us to use charts that don't fucking exist.
But it's still
it's impossible.
Your words, ones that pilots use.
Let's make this very, very simple.
Pilots use.
Let's make this very, very simple. Now, you're telling them to use charts that don't exist, the Mercator projection, flight charts that don't exist, because Mercator projection obviously doesn't account for proper distances for everything involved, because there is no flat Earth map. Do you not see the problem here? If there is no flat Earth map, obviously pilot can't get where we're going, which means the Earth is not flat. Do you not understand that?
All maps that are supposed to be distortions are fucking,
projections. Use the right words, at least, please.
The more distorted it is, the more accurate it is.
Well, we'll see about that, Sean, if it's flat. But
road maps are the most distorted.
Actually, yeah. Let's go ahead and make this even more of a shit show. Spurs, please give us your opinion on this whole situation we find ourselves in.
Well, I don't think a model is actually possible.
Not talking about models. We're talking about just straight out maps. Give us a flat Earth map that is accurate.
One that can get us where we're going.
The AE map, if you know how to read it.
Bullshit.
Really? How far is it from Sydney to?
Every box is the same They're same geographical distance. They're all the same from the North Pole, dude. They're all the same size.
No, they're not.
They're not.
No, they're not.
It's what equidistant means.
Equidistant.
Yes.
Now the only direction that the AE map is accurate for distance is going north to south.
Actually, let's go ahead. Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm actually going to give Spurs a chance here. Okay. In all fairness, we did kind of trample over him. Spurs, same question again. What do you think about the situation that we find ourselves in when it comes to the flat Earth challenge of, making 3 90-degree turns and ending up back where you started on flight charts that actually get pilots where they're going? Go ahead, Spurs. What do you think about this whole situation?
Well, I mean, if you think, they're going around some kind of sphere, that hasn't actually been proven. We've shown how they would go around on a flat surface. The shape of that flat surface, whether it be square or circular, is yet to be known. But we know that the surface is measurably, observably flat. So I'm not quite sure what the problem is.
The problem is the charts, dude. The charts. When pilots are using flight charts, those flight charts take curvature into account. Why do you think that is?
Well, where do they say that? Where do they say they take curvature?
On the charts themselves.
They do take curvature in the fucking flight charts, but not in the road maps.
Oh, okay. So they do take curvature into flight charts. Can you say that one more time, just a little bit louder and clearer?
They take curvature in the flight charts, I guess.
Okay, they do take curvature into flight charts. Okay, which do you have? Do you know of any flight charts that do not take curvature into account?
I guess none.
I guess none.
They look pretty
on.
fucking
You're
flat.
getting from A to B. Why would you need to account for curvature if you're getting from A to B?
Because the Earth is fucking curved.
Yeah, but why would you need to account for distance? You're talking about curvature. That's a different measurement.
Because if you were to use the flat Earth map and you were to go in a certain direction, like for example, if I were to head, directly west of, like, let's say San Francisco, and I'm aiming for Japan, I don't want to accidentally end up in fucking Australia. That's why.
You got to keep turning your wheel you have to keep correcting to keep going west or east. You can't just drive straight. Every time that you're fucking going on an east, look at a freeway, dude. It's curved, dog. You have to fucking go.
I'm talking
left
about
or
air
right.
traffic. I'm sorry. Airplanes aren't limited by hill and terrain issues that roads are.
Doesn't matter. You can.
No, it actually does.
Look at the overall way that it fucking goes, dude.
There's a reason why we call objects that are a straight line distance away from you as the crow flies, which means in flying, it is actually possible to do a straight line, a straight shot to any location on Earth. The thing is that in order to make sure you're heading in the right direction, to make sure that straight line ends up where you want to fucking go, you need flight charts that are actually accurate. And guess what? Those flight charts that are accurate, the flight charts that, with your own words, get pilots where they are actually going, take curvature into account, which means by default, right there, the Earth isn't fucking flat.
What does that mean?
No, now look.
Hold on. What does that mean exactly? You're saying that the plane, when it sees the horizon, it thinks, right, I see the horizon, I have to account and adjust and drop. Otherwise, I will fly into space.
Drop is not the issue here when it comes to flat. When it comes to flat Earth.
8 inches per mile.
Wait,
8 inches per mile squared.
When you guys say
not the right.
When you guys say that the plane has to account for curvature, this would mean that
it does that in the physics of flight, Spurs. We've gone over this multiple times.
Well, like I've said, the pilot would see the horizon, and he would say,
"The pilot doesn't do shit. The physics of flight takes care of that." We have had this discussion. Do we need to have it for a 6th time?
Well, yeah, let's go through this.
If airplanes were really taking shortcuts, then people walking on Earth would also fucking take those shortcuts, dude. If we could fucking...
You're affected by gravity when you're walking. You're affected by gravity when you're flying.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So you're not saying anything's different. You would still have... If you were to make that shortcut in the air, you'd be able to make that shortcut walking.
What? Shortcut?
Yeah, go ahead and walk over the Atlantic Ocean there, buddy.
Or the Andes Mountains, or through an international war zone. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I would love to see you do that.
Overland's the same thing.
I would really like to see that happen, by the way.
You realize that there's mountains and, shit in the way that you can't just... It doesn't...
Not always. There's deserts.
Okay, can I get on with proving that the Earth cannot possibly be curved?
After this.
You could try, but that's never going to be possible.
It's definitely not going to be possible. You're pretty much shit out.
I'll make a quick whooper while you carry on.
Mm-hmm. Can we introduce the pilot?
If his mic is working.
Give it a shot, Bob.
Still nothing, Bob. Check your settings.
Check your settings, Bob. I'm not sure what's up with you, but we can't hear a fucking thing.
Also, the window hit the little gear. See if your microphone's selected.
Make sure your microphone is selected and go that way. And drop. Okay. So, yeah.
Stop presenting me, by the way.
Okay, I'm going to stop presenting you. That's probably a good idea. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate something it's not just curvature that completely fucks up shit up the ass. So let me go ahead and do this. Now, normally for things to do with spurs, a simple how do I say just explaining shit to spurs doesn't really work. Okay, as we have all seen multiple fucking times, you actually have to do this thing with spurs called break out the crayons. So that's what I'm doing here. So Spurs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a map of the flat Earth, and I'm going to bring up the globe after that. Okay, and they're both going to go to the same exact location. Okay, a straight line flight between point A and point B. You understand where I'm getting at so far?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good.
Bear in mind, I haven't made any claims thus far, but yeah.
No, you have made claims, and we're going to debunk one of them.
Yeah,
So,
I've said the Earth is flat, but I haven't.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we're going to debunk. So, here we have a flat Earth map. Now, Spurs. Let's say we started in Florida, and I want to go to this tip of Africa right here.
Okay, it's Morocco.
Thank you. So let's say I wanted to make that flight. So basically, according to this, you can see that I would have to fly in which direction? Would I have to fly northeast, maybe?
No. Where have you gotten this depiction from? This is just.
So let me just let's try it one more time. I understand this is very complicated for you, but try to work with me here. So we're gonna share this to everyone so that you don't have to actually lose sight of this, because I know how short-term memory loss works. Anyway, so if I'm starting here and I want to get here on this map, which is flat, does that mean I have to fly northeast in order to make it to Morocco?
Let's have a look. So you would fly northeast. Yes, that's right.
Okay, you would have to fly northeast. On Google, let's go ahead and try that.
Yeah, but again, this is your idea of the flat Earth. Well, I'm sharing a screen where it's a square flat map, which some flat earthers say.
So okay, then I should have actually been a little bit more better about that. So my apologies, Spurs. Please give me a map that you accept as fact.
No, well, this is the thing. You see, I've already, as I said, I don't believe there can be an accurate model and an accurate map just yet. But people are working on various maps, and this is one of them. This is one of them that seems to be working this far. Okay, and it explains.
Bob, check your mic.
Sorry, is there something wrong with the microphone?
Go
ahead and test it.
Oh, your microphone. Yeah. Okay.
So Spurs, so do you think that cartography hasn't existed for like a long time or something?
I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about this. 1 second.
Oh, right. I asked a question and you run away. Fair enough.
Welcome to Spurs.
So flat out hero. Just so that we can finally nip the shit in the butt right here, right now. There is you agree, at least as far as I can tell, that there are no flat Earth models that are also flight charts.
What?
Okay, so just so that we're clear, the only map that Flat Out Hero would accept is a flight chart that is based on the flat Earth. But since there are no flight charts that are based on the flat Earth, you were all fucked from the very beginning.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad we were able to clear this up.
Yeah, it was said in the video.
No. So basically what that means is that because flight charts are actually a thing that actually works, then that means that the Earth isn't flat. So thank you, Flat Out Hero, for demonstrating that the Earth is indeed a globe.
No.
And what we're just saying, in case you don't understand, is that the maps that pilots use to get them where they're going are based on a globe. If they weren't, we would all crash in a big fiery ball and die.
Or at the very least, it's like, look, I booked a ticket to Southwest to get to New York, and I ended up in fucking Chile. What the fuck, guys?
Hey, is Toon still here?
Yep.
Hey, Toon, do you have any, or can you print out flight charts that are like really low ratio, like the lowest flight charts that they make?
Define ratio, because I don't think you're using that word right.
It's the scale, the scale. 500,000 to 1 or 250,000 to 1. The tactical pilotage charts are 250,000 or 500,000 to 1.
Yeah, don't use the word ratio in that regard, because that's definitely the wrong word to use.
There's this scale, like isn't that the ratio?
Scale and ratio are two different things.
Oh, my bad. All right, learn something new every day. But yeah.
Here's something else for you. The Earth isn't flat. Just learn that right now, and all this can go away, and you'll stop being so confused.
What can go away, dude? I'm fucking begging for it.
No, what I mean is your mental deficiency can go away if you just actually learn that reality is what we are fucking telling you.
Pretty much.
Like it's observably, measurably flat.
I disagree with that.
Red,
1 mile. That's all it takes.
So you're saying that it's visibly flat. Red, pull up your drone footage from 1,638 feet.
Sure thing.
we get Miles Davis in here if possible?
Well, we can send the link.
Seeing footage from 120,000 feet. It's completely flat.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you also want me to show my blink test, because that's also a really good one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that one.
Soundly's observations, they can work.
Yeah, they can also work there.
Look at that bridge from the side.
hey, flat out. Let me go ahead and ask you something. What are you seeing here? Are you seeing you're seeing a city, right?
No, I'm seeing okay, yeah.
Okay, you're seeing that city? Okay, good.
Yep.
That's Tampa. Beautiful city, by the way. You should visit. I want to know, when I'm observing the city from 24 miles away, can you please tell me why the bottom of the city is now covered in water?
Oh my God, all those people, the humanity.
I know.
What do you mean?
Catastrophic flooding on that day, or what? Or the curvature of the fucking Earth? You tell me.
It's just that the density of the air over the water is really dramatic right there, and the magnification effect is fucking
right. Flat out hero, can you please define the word density for me?
No.
no, you can't, can you? No,
I
exactly.
can, but I'm not going to.
Well,
you
can't. You don't know what density is. You keep using these words, but you've no idea what they actually are.
The density of the air, yeah. So
right?
fucking mass that's fucking.
Right,
more
again,
mass is more dense. Less mass is less dense. Like
again, can you define what density actually is?
More mass, less mass, density.
Wrong.
Very, very
partially correct, but still so wrong.
Isn't it mass per unit volume?
Yes, there you go.
There it is. Yep, that is density.
Yeah, the more mass is fucking more dense. There's more air. The cold air is more dense because
mass and density are
right. So
never before has a meme that you keep using that word. I'm not sure it means what you think it means. Has never been so appropriate.
Also, I just want to go back to what you're saying here about the density of the air is making it appear that it's curved down, right? But
it's not curving.
So basically, the city is flooded. My fucking city that I live in and love dearly is now flooded, and all those people are dead.
If you lay on your stomach, you can do the same thing all day long. If you fucking get a little bit higher,
if you lay on your stomach, you can bury a city. And what are you on about?
I can do the same thing on my back patio. I've made videos doing it.
Your back patio isn't flat, and dragging a lighter from one side to the other is not an experiment. All right?
I think we need to break out the crowns for him.
Well, here's
open up MSP.
Like, look at this picture. All right. There is something in the way.
I did the same thing with the bricks. Yeah, I know. I hid bricks in my shoes. I know. I can do it with my patio.
It's like look at this. Here's the horizon. And by the way, were your shoes made of water? No, great. I'm glad we had this conversation.
No, it's because it's going to be more dramatic over water. Yeah.
If we look at this, you see that all this that is below this red line is blocked by water. Now, according to you,
well, no.
Hang on.
Part of that is a fucking optical illusion.
Hang on. According to you, water is always flat. But here's where the water is actually. Water is way below this. But then you actually go and then you blink it back to the other one and look where the water turns out to be.
Blow your mind. I'll show you exactly what refraction is. This red line, about an inch below it, is the actual horizon, right? Now,
an inch below it.
Well, no, actually, go back. Go back to the one that was right before it.
Just before you do, can you define refraction?
There's just two fucking pictures.
No, go back. Okay, now look. You see where the water actually is way down there? That red line, that inch below it.
Oh,
the red line that yeah.
How far? Okay, I'm gonna move my cursor really slow. You tell me where the actual horizon is.
Well, the actual fucking horizon is where it actually is. Like fucking.
Where is it? Where is it? Tell me. Where is it?
All of that is fucking due to fucking being so close to the fucking water that you're.
How close am I? How close am I to the water?
I don't know, like close enough to fucking see it. You're low enough to fucking see it like that.
I see. So how you're just so close? How close am I?
How far away is that one picture that you just saw?
This picture right here. This picture right here is 24 miles away.
No, the other one, the one that right before this.
It's the same distance.
How high are you on the other one?
This other one?
Yeah, there's the one that's right before this.
Oh no, I grabbed it off of Google.
That's what I'm saying though. Like fucking, in order to see all of that, like how are you able to see all of that?
How am I able to see all that? Oh, I don't know. It's called a blink test.
Yeah.
Do you know you're higher?
No. Look at what he does with the blink test. He shows that the buildings are the same between both pictures, meaning that the picture is pretty much taken from the same point. You know, that you can see when he goes between putting the buildings on there and not.
He's higher.
Well, then why do the buildings match?
And the buildings are lower so that they actually align with my line of sight. And you want to know how I know this? Because that's the only way that I can actually see this structure in the middle, because this is a townhouse. And do you want to know how tall this fucking townhouse is? Multiple fucking stories.
Yep.
So guess
all
what?
Of that water that you see magnified, that's the refraction.
There is okay. Well, let's go ahead and say this. So you're saying that all this water is magnified?
Bob messaged me on Discord.
Not all of it. Okay, so is
the mirage effect at your horizon?
Where's the miraging? I mean, it's blurry. Are you saying it's just blurry?
Huh?
Is now blur enough to?
It's just blurry. That's what it does. It makes it blurred. It's your
yeah,
horizon.
but it's not flipped. It's not rotated. There's none of that shit going on. It's still blocked by the curvature of the Earth.
No, fucking, it's not, dude. Just the fucking base of the fucking buildings is like.
So only the base of the buildings is blocked by the curvature.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not by the curvature.
There you go. He disagreed that it's blocked by curvature.
Well,
okay, someone get us down by that.
It's
it's refraction.
Can you do me a favor? Just define the word refraction for me, please.
It's the fucking bending of light as light enters one medium from another.
All right, and explain how that works. And
how it works.
Hold on. He just said something that, going back to what he said when he first came in, that it's not going through different mediums because it's air. So explain how
it's going through the different density of air.
So now you accept that
the mirage effect. If it's wavy or whatever,
Can you do me a favor?
Hold on.
Can you do me a favor and not talk out both sides of their mouths?
At the beginning of this, we covered the Chicago observation, and he denied refraction then because it's not.
Yeah, because fucking Rob Skiba took a boat from one side, kept it in the camera view the whole way up. He saw it the whole way. It did not move, did not waver. He went all the way up. It just
You're actually doing a red herring here. Because
what are you talking about?
Because when we actually present me real quick, Red.
Sounds like a good idea.
Now, when I presented you with this, you got all in a tizzy about saying that air is a single medium, so refraction doesn't count. Now you're saying refraction does count when Red's showing you actual curvature results.
No, it's not curvature results.
And this is why I like the blink test, because now what you're doing is actually exposing how dishonest you are by talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Yes, you said in my observation that it's not refraction because air is a single medium. It's not going through different mediums. Now, when Reds is showing his, you're saying that refraction is happening because it's going through air. Make up your mind. Which one are you going to follow?
Refraction isn't what you're saying it is.
All right, hang on, guys. Hang on. Bob the science, or scientist, whatever. Bob, let's try a mic check again.
No,
nothing.
No, Bob.
It's not curving over Earth. That's what I'm saying.
But that picture literally shows you that it is.
God damn it. All right, everyone shut the fuck up for half a second. All right, Bob. Okay, I'm going to explain this. If you move your cursor over the Hangout window, options appear at the top. You have a red phone to hang up the call. You have, what look like cell phone signal bars to increase, the quality. Right in between the red phone and the adjust bandwidth usage button, there is a gear. You click on that gear, and it will give you the option to select a microphone. Select the microphone that you want to work. And that's how you do it. Either that or come back on a cell phone, preferably an Android device, and try again. Because at that point, it's really hard to fuck this up. Sound like a plan? If that sounds like a plan, say absolutely nothing. Beautiful. All right, let's keep going. So What about can you do me a favor, Flat Out Hero? And can you please explain to me what refraction is in your own words?
I just did.
What you're inside of a tin can's asshole right now. Please pick up your phone.
I can't put my headphones in because I gotta charge my phone.
Great.
What?
Spurs, let's go ahead and get you in here. Are you back yet?
Yes, I'm here.
Good. Fight the flat earth. Continue on with your line of questioning.
I can't remember what I asked him now.
Great. I'll go ahead and go then. So
Yeah.
Spurs, I'm gonna show you something, and I want you to comment on it. So here you can actually see a picture I took of Tampa Bay from 24 point whatever miles away. So here I marked it for you for your convenience. Here's the horizon. Here is the top of the towers. Okay. So if we go to the next picture, when doing the blink test, you actually see that, all this stuff was actually hidden below the horizon in my previous picture, the one I took from 24 miles away. Can you please explain to us, what's going on here?
Yeah, the problem you're having is calling what the horizon is, because having researched the flat Earth, we've now come to the understanding that there is more than one horizon, and things are disappearing behind different horizons at different times, different locations. And for you to use this picture, for me, it's just a cherry-picked photograph or video, which comports.
How did I cherry pick? I took it myself.
Right. So, like I said, if you understand the horizon, you'll understand that there is an apparent horizon, the real horizon, a true horizon. There are multiple horizons. Well, and it seems to me that you're stuck on this idea of things being obstructed when we know now this is not the true horizon.
Okay, perfect. Actually, that's good. So educate me. Where is the real horizon? Where is it?
Well, again, this is what has been. This is what is being researched. Where is that true horizon? So where you have that red line, we understand that just below that red line, that water that appears to be water is not actually water, but
it's not water. Okay, so where does the real water begin and the fake water begin?
And not only just that, above the red line, there would be another horizon.
Okay, where is that? Where
I would have to look at this video, this video in full to see where the mirroring line is.
Well, actually, let's go ahead and play it, because this video consists of 2 images. So what I'll do is I will play it for your benefit.
No, I mean, I would have to.
It's okay. It's okay. Listen, look. So here I mark,
it's not.
And then what I do is I flip between the 2 images. And so flipping between the 2 images, you can actually see the blink test in action. This is the entire video. So please explain to me what's going on here.
Okay, so I mean, again, when you zoom in at such a long distance, the horizon will ramp up like this, as you can see
as we would expect it to do on a curve. Yes.
Not on a curved surface. No.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
No, this is obviously due to perspective.
Oh, okay. What is perspective?
Yeah.
Define it for us.
Well,
I can tell you exactly what it is using math, actually.
So can I. So if you say it's perspective, then let's go ahead and make sure that, because I'm sure, by the way, Spurs, that you already know all of this. So let me just.
But it's not just perspective.
No. I know that the audience may not be up to speed. So let me just make sure that they're up to speed here. So for those of you in the live chat, the law of perspective is alpha equals 2 times the arctan of g over 2r, where alpha is the angular size of the object, g is the actual size of the object, and r is the distance to the object. So Spurs, using the law of perspective, please explain what we're seeing here.
Well, like I said, it's not just perspective.
Sweet. What else is it?
Yeah, you've got atmospheric lensing, and you've got the atmosphere.
Cool. So if I were to look at this image here, and that means there should be some distortion, and oh shit, it doesn't look like there's very much distortion, actually.
Yeah, that whole entire picture is distorted compared to this one, obviously.
No, it's definitely blurry. It's blurry, but it's definitely.
I mean,
not...
if you look at the white building to the left, I mean,
you mean this
like
one right
it's
here?
About to explode, right? It's completely distorted.
No, it definitely doesn't look like it's going to explode. It just looks like a blurry building.
Look how.
And this is the problem you see, Red. This is why these types of videos are not useful for you. They do not help your globe argument.
Except for the fact that literally 300 feet of the fucking tower is what is now submerged under a hump of water.
Red, when was it that there was a massive flood? Can you tell me?
The last time I remember a massive flood of over 300 feet happening in Tampa was never.
Never, right.
Hey, flat out, just so you're aware, we can't hear a fucking word you're saying. So either get the phone out of your ass or shut up, because I'm not gonna respond to muffles. All right,
it's pretty bad.
It sounds like you're smothering a baby to death, for fuck's sake. So Spurs. So basically, you're saying that because this image is blurry, because I'm looking through 24 miles of atmosphere, you're not going to accept it.
No, again, using Ball Earth, I could present to you an image of a ship going over the horizon and being brought back, and you would not accept it.
Please do. Please provide me with a link.
When you say brought back, do you mean increasing in angular resolution or actually bringing something that has gone behind the horizon back? Because I can tell you right now, that is completely impossible.
No, what I mean is that what you call the horizon, what Red is showing here as the horizon, if a ship were to go over that horizon, what Red is showing us, we would be able to bring it back and see it again. That's what.
Oh, really? Because here's the thing. Not apparently, you said that by zoom. I'm sorry. I'm using a P1000, your camera of choice. How much zoom do I actually need?
Okay, give me a moment. Let me pluck it up.
Take your time.
What you see when you're zooming in is not things coming back above the horizon. It's just them increasing in angular resolution. Zooming in just makes things bigger. It doesn't change what's happening.
Oh, by the way, as I was zooming in to this image right here, I did not see more of the tower as I was zooming in. Just so you know, it was just increasing.
I'll have this covered here in a second.
Go ahead.
Because remember when we went to Warren Dunes, we had two P900s.
Correct.
And what did we do with those two P900s?
Oh, we had them pointing at the same object at different zoom levels.
Oh, really? Oh, this should be interesting then. We should be able to see more of the building and the one that's more zoomed in, correct?
That is correct.
Well, just give me a second here to line these videos up side by side.
If that turned out to not be the case, I wonder what Spurs would say.
Zoom low, put it on that one.
Wait, so is he saying that if I get like a picture and zoom in on that, I can change the sizes of things on a picture?
Apparently,
okay, I found it now.
Copy and paste the link.
No. What we're going to do first is, because this is how you guys like to play
there you go, Red. Side by side.
Semantics of some type. So,
well, while you're busy not posting a link, we're going to go ahead and screen share Sean. So, Sean, please describe what we're seeing.
We're seeing two different P900s at different zoom levels. I don't have the videos perfectly synced together, but they're in time lapse, and I'm not seeing more of the buildings on the more zoomed in version.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing the same amount of buildings on the zoomed in version. It's just at a larger angular size. You know, kind of like what the law says. Bob the scientist, mic check.
Hey guys, gotcha.
Yes, now we can hear you. So
okay, do you see my screen?
Hang on. So Sean, make your point, and then I want to get to Bob.
So different zoom levels don't hide more or less of the buildings in the background.
Correct.
Bob, say hello real quick.
Hi.
All right, Bob.
There we go.
Exactly. We already confirmed that. So Bob, please introduce yourself and tell us what you would like to tell us.
I just wanted to get on simply because, you know, I know something about flight charts, and I've been doing a little bit of this with refraction and such lately too. So basically, I just wanted to see if I could add to the conversation at all.
Sounds good. What do you know about flight charts?
Well, I'm a pilot, and I'm a single multi-engine private pilot. I'm instrument rated. I've been flying about 10 years and have over 900 hours.
Oh, shit. Okay, so in your
I'm
entire...
basically the American Wolfie.
Oh, I see. You're the American Wolfie. Okay. So I have two questions for you. First, yes. Can you get me on a flight, because that'll be really fucking awesome. And two,
come on out to Michigan. I'll take you up, man.
You know what? I'm taking you up on that. And with the flight charts that you've been working on, the flight charts that you use, they quote get you where you're needing to go, correct?
Most of the time.
Okay, perfect. And
I just have to be able to
share my
follow
screen while you're doing this, please. Yeah.
hang on. I need to make sure that we get this all taken care of. Bob's been waiting patiently because of mic issues.
Okay.
So, so Bob, when using flight charts, they've been pretty reliable, right?
Yes, always.
Oh, always. Sweet. I like that. So being that they're always reliable, that must mean that the flight charts comport with reality, and that when you actually use them, they're not sending you to Honolulu when you actually want to go to New York City or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, that would be kind of a bitch, you know?
That would be a bitch. So now these flight charts that you're using, are these flight charts, to the best of your knowledge, based on a flat Earth?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Perfect. And
not.
And you have been flying
there's no
for how
question about that. I mean, it's not even close. And the reason that they are based on a sphere is because they're based on what we like to call in aviation reality. Right?
Well, before Spurs starts his video, present him so I can actually point something out really, really quick.
Okay, sounds. Oh shit! God damn it! Flat out. Holy fuck! Did you like
hang up on me?
No. He plugged in a mic or something and like shocked my ear because I'm wearing headphones.
Yeah. I wish I was wearing headphones, man.
Okay, dude. Plug in your headphones, and when you're done plugging in, then unmute because I'm not gonna have my ears bleeding.
You also might want to take a shower. I can see the flies flying around.
So present Spurs real quick.
Run a vacuum around as well.
Showing a photo.
Can you unblock me from your channel, please?
You're not blocked, otherwise you wouldn't be in this hangout.
I'm talking to Sean on his channel.
You wouldn't be blocked on his channel either, because if so, you wouldn't be in this hangout.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Sean, you have the floor.
Okay. Spurs is showing a photo that I'm sure he's going to change to another photo showing a ship that's in front of the horizon. But if you look at the ground where the people are walking, look at how pixelated everything is already.
Yes.
The angular resolution of this camera is potato.
It looks like I'm playing San Andreas.
Potato,
literally,
or just a normal potato.
Literally, you can barely make out people's shoes in the foreground because the resolution is potato.
Yeah,
anything that's near the horizon is going to be blended in and look blue because it's so fucking small.
Also, it looks like the water has steps because the picture isn't exactly, level with the horizon from, tilting side to side. So it actually looks like the water has steps because of, oh my God, that is some pixelization right there.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the PS2 Spider-Man games.
This is true.
So yes, Spurs, this demonstration is going to be absolutely hilarious because the resolution of the camera is potato.
We will see. Let's see where it goes.
You mentioned PS2 Spider-Man games, and I'm having flashbacks to trying to deliver a pizza.
Okay. All right, Spurs. Please take us on a tour of this beautiful photo that you have graced us with.
Okay, so we've got the horizon, as you all can see, observers looking at this horizon, and as we are told, any ship that would go over the horizon would disappear bottom first, and so on and so forth. And that's what we're led to believe. If there were buildings behind here, you'd be screaming blue murder that they're behind this horizon. Now, what we have here is what is beyond that horizon. So here we have this hard line, because I did speak to you earlier on about multiple horizons, and you were saying to me, where is the true horizon? Well, that's difficult to discern, Red, because the atmosphere plays all kinds of tricks on us and causes this type of phenomena. So again, we have two observers, one observer, they would be looking, would take the one that's taking the shot. They are looking at this horizon, which is this horizon, where you guys would say things are disappearing bottom first, but somehow this ship here has not disappeared bottom first. In fact, we see it disappear uniformly. We see it disappear from the left, from the right, top, bottom, until it gradually fades away. So now we've had a look at those images. The fair thing to do would be to look at the video, which we can do right now. So this is from Sandra, P900. Fantastic flat earther. She's made some excellent shots with the P900, something that you should be doing, Red. So we see this ship clearly.
You mean like what I've been doing with the P1000?
Well, again, you should be looking at things disappearing and finding out if they actually disappear.
Like you mean like the bottom 300 feet up the buildings that were 24 miles away?
Well, remember where they were at the shore, and we see the ship is clear, going away from us. As we go forward, it starts to fade,
not directly away from you.
As it starts to disappear. We see the horizon, the true horizon, Red, around here. You would scream blue murder. Here is the horizon. Look, there's the blue line. But we would say no. There is a horizon right here, and this here is water. This is all actually water. Is it water? It looks like water, of course, but at these distances, who actually knows? So as we move forward, we go on. She zooms back out just for clarification that we are where we say we are. We zoom out, as I said, the picture, the terrible pixelation, as you guys were saying. We see the ship starts to come in. Now, it disappeared on the bottom first. If you're doing your research, you would have seen that this doesn't happen. The ship is still seen. The only reason why we cannot see the ship is not because of this hard blue line, but because there is distortion just here, this band, dirty air, it's been named, it's been called. So let's move forward and see what happens as the ship follows. Because remember, Red, we like uncut, unedited. And this is nearly 20 minutes of uncut following this ship, gradually disappearing. So now at this point now, where is the bottom first? Okay, we can still see the ship here. Is this an illusion you would have us believe? Are we really seeing this ship here? Here is the horizon, as you would tell us. Is this ship flying? And what's going on? I leave this to the panel to explain.
Why didn't you do a blink test on it?
Perfect. Hey, so let's go ahead and do this.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. So thank you. AT2, I think you might have some echo, or someone does at least.
I'll just mute.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to stop presenting you. And I thank you for that video filmed with the P900. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. So this is a video filmed with the P1000. And as you know, they said that they would like uncut videos. Well, this is an uncut video. This video is about maybe 25 minutes long, and the ship is a little bit faster. So as we see the ship going on, we see that, yeah, there is some dirty air going on. And you see how this pole is not exactly looking like it should be standing up. But as we proceed further with this ship, you see that the waves start going, they start touching the bow. But then as it gets further and further, you do see a little bit of mirroring right here, as you can see with this little like crossover here, or this sudden turn of the black. You start seeing that as we go further, that even though there is some refraction going on, you can still see that the entire ship disappears bottom up and then eventually out of sight. So whether this is the actual horizon or this is the actual horizon, regardless what you guys want to call the actual horizon, we see it disappearing bottom up and then eventually out of sight. And so let's go ahead and look through that again, because as you guys said, you guys like uncut, filmed with Nikon P900s, why I went a step further, if you don't mind, went with the P1000. And I filmed this solid, uncut. So as the ship is disappearing, that even though you guys can claim this is the actual horizon or this is the actual horizon, it actually doesn't matter because it disappears bottom up and eventually out of sight in both cases, regardless. So I leave it to you, Spurs, to explain that away.
That's because you're closer to that boat than.
Like I said, different days, different conditions. You can have like for example, if you did this experiment from Monday to Friday, Monday you would have 10 miles, and that would have disappeared at 10 miles. On Tuesday, you could have had 5 miles disappear at 5 miles, depending on the condition. On Wednesday, that could have disappeared at 20 miles, depending on the condition. Again, all the way till Friday, you can have it shorter or further, depending on the condition. Now, are you saying to me that Earth is retracting and contracting and getting larger and smaller, which causes the ship to be seen at different distances on different days, Red?
Spurs, this is exactly why we cherry pick the days that we want, because we want the days with the least amount of atmospheric distortion and atmospheric refraction. We want to be able to see what is actually going on with the atmosphere fucking us over the least amount of times. Why do you think Soundly does most of his observations in the winter? Why do you think I do most of my observations when it isn't humid as fuck outside in Florida?
I'm glad you brought Soundly up.
I do all of this because you guys like to wait for the worst possible days to do observations and then claim that it's somehow evidence for a flat Earth.
No, I want to hold on, Reg. I want to hear from Sean.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. So when I showed you everything that you wanted to see, you wanted a ship disappearing over the horizon, you wanted an uncut footage, and you wanted me to do what this other person said said I should do, because if you were really in on this the way you're supposed to be, Reds, you would have done this by now. Well, tough shit, Sherlock. I actually did it, and not only that, but I did it with a better fucking camera. And still, we saw evidence of curvature. So whether you want to assert that the refractive line is the actual horizon, that the water line was the actual horizon, or whatever, or any point in between, the ship was still disappearing bottom up and then eventually out of sight. And simply zooming in further did not matter worth a
isn't that a problem for you though, Red? Not knowing where the true horizon is?
No, it isn't, because no matter which horizon you pick, it still disappears bottom up.
Yeah, but hold on, slow down. If you choose that horizon in America on your day and it's 6 miles, and you see that ship, that phenomenon, or whatever is happening, and I'm here in England, and I see a ship on the same day at the same time, a lot further, well, how can we put it down to curvature? How do we have a
weather?
Test? Yeah, how
the atmospheric conditions will affect visual observations over water. Again, this is nothing new to you.
But there isn't a consistent test, is what I'm trying to show Red here, that he thinks by going out one time.
Which is why you repeat it, which is why Reds has repeated it, which is why other people have repeated it, and yet the same conundrum remains.
Well, I want to hear
being obscured. You've already heard it from Reds. It still is obscured from bottom
Sean's
up.
opinion on that video.
Oh, now you want Sean's instead of Reds.
No, Sean's
You just
opinion,
don't want to deal with me. Is
because
that what it
Sean
is? You don't want to deal with
place,
me,
right? So if Sean could just address that.
No. What Jared is saying is absolutely right. Are you not going to respond to him?
Aww.
I mean, I think Jared is feeling kind of left out, and rightfully so. Spurs.
I've been quiet for the vast majority of this, and you're even in here, Spurs, because of me.
Jared, you said we've been over this 1,000 times now.
Yes, and you keep denying it. You keep rejecting the information that you're given, no matter how many times you're told it. Here's the thing: you can keep asking the same retarded fucking question. It's not going to change the answer.
Denial is a hell of a drug.
It is. You asked. So basically, you asked me to do something. I've done it even before you even asked it, because I knew flat earthers.
No, that's not what I've asked you, Red. I've said to you that what flat earthers have done as a collective, as a whole, we've researched the horizon. The question is...
sorry, globe earthers haven't also accumulated a shit ton of data to show that you guys are full of more shit than the backed up sewer after Fat Bastard ate some Taco Bell and flushed?
You've shown what we expect. Different results on different days.
No, we actually shown consistent results. The consistent result has always been the same. Objects disappear bottom up, regardless what you disingenuous fucks want to call the horizon.
No,
okay.
And again,
let's go a different route here, because same topic but different route.
Okay.
Now, I live in northern Indiana. Everybody knows this, and not everybody knows that from 84 miles away, I was able to get Chicago's skyline, at least 7 of the skyscrapers, with my drone when I exceeded 1,150 feet. Now, between me and Chicago, nothing is higher than 90 feet. Nothing. And I couldn't see Chicago's skyline until I exceeded 1,150 feet. And I can actually demonstrate this. Now, on my screen, if you'll present, Red.
I will go ahead and present, and you are present to everybody.
Is my drone flight. What's that?
You need infrared, and you'll see a lot further.
Well, right now we can't see Chicago at all, and it will
with
actually show
infrared,
up right here.
Infrared, you see Chicago from here.
Oh, but wait, it gets better, Spurs. Are you going to deny that this horizon is very sharp?
Yeah, there is no sharp horizon. This is what I've been trying to tell Reg for the longest time. I don't know why he's stuck on this hard horizon. Mick West, when he drew...
because this isn't over water. This is over land.
It doesn't matter. There is no such thing as a hard horizon. There is multiple horizons at the horizon.
This is a multiple sunset video.
The horizon is just how far you can see and something you can focus on.
Hang on. Flat out. You have to get the phone out of your asshole before you start talking into it. I'm not going to understand muffles.
Pay attention to the top little window. It's a zoomed in part. I've got magnifier on.
Sean, go ahead. You have the floor uninterrupted, please.
Now, at the top of the window, I have the magnifier on so you can actually see what's going on over here. Right here's where Chicago is going to show up. It's just now starting to show up. I just exceeded 1,150 feet. We can see the tallest of buildings, but not the totality of buildings that we're going to be seeing throughout this flight. As I get up to 1,639 feet, we'll eventually see more and more of these buildings. Now, like I said, between me and Chicago, nothing is higher than 90 feet. Nothing should be obstructing this ever as soon as I go above 90 feet.
Your horizon.
I mean, look at that white band, Sean, already. I can see that white band, that a second horizon from here. It's clear.
With the buildings that are below it?
No, if that image you have above, there's a white band. That band is...
You talking about the window bar?
No. Zoom out. So that white layer just there, yeah. You see that white strip?
Yes.
That's the second horizon, third, fourth horizon.
So you're literally saying that the buildings are below that horizon as well, but we can clearly see them above the hard horizon.
Well, this is what we're dealing with.
So I can wait a minute. So the buildings are in that little white strip too. So the buildings are the horizon?
No, it just seems that you guys get angry with reality that we're experiencing here. After research, we found the horizon. There is no true horizon.
But now it's not only inside that second horizon; they are above that second horizon.
Yeah, but now they're and also the 42nd horizon too. I mean, look at that. And also, hey, by the way, quick question: do you guys skip the 33rd horizon just because it's kind of triggering?
Oh, makes my butthole quiver.
It's Masonic. We leave it alone.
So look, what I have is a fantastic video. Again,
you're still missing the point here, Spurs. Nothing between me and Chicago. Nothing between me and Chicago is higher than 90 feet above my elevation. Why can't I see these once I get to 91 feet? These buildings are 1,600 feet tall.
And how tall? How high did you have to go before you start seeing them?
1,150 before I saw the top of Willis Tower.
So Spurs, you care to
hold on? The higher you go,
care to explain the geometry we're seeing here.
Yeah, but the higher you go, the further you see. What's the problem? He went higher, he saw further.
Why does that matter when parallel lines don't intersect by definition?
Yeah, but again, when you're dealing with atmospheric lensing, atmospheric distortion, the higher you go, the atmosphere is a lot thinner. So as he goes higher, he's looking...
The difference between the ground level and 1,000 feet, the atmosphere is sufficiently thinner so that it actually makes that big of a difference?
Yeah, we've been working on an equation just for this, like with height.
Yeah, and we did. And we actually did that in a previous hangout, and we were able to conclude that the difference in atmospheric pressure is fuck all compared to the ground level and 1,000 feet.
Now it gets better, Red, because...
it's a lot more complex.
I'm sorry, I'm going to call bullshit on this.
It gets better. Because when I turn the camera to the south, I cannot see the skyscrapers of Indianapolis. Even from this altitude. Why is that, Spurs?
That's the weather, though, isn't it? On another day, you would see a lot further.
I have never seen Indianapolis looking south.
And we've proven that by the world record, because the world record photograph, Sean and Red, cannot be taken on any day. Why? You have to wait for a particular day. It's 2 times a year when they know they can take the world record photograph, because the atmosphere clears up. It's a nice clear day, as you call a clear day, but there is no such thing as a clear day, just to clear that up. But you can see those mountains, okay, at that distance, 200 miles. You're not supposed to see 200 miles on a ball, Sean, okay? But on those days, you can. Why? That's what you should be asking yourself.
Well, I would just like to point out that just because it's a world record does not mean it's impossible. And because it is a world record actually means it is quite difficult to obtain, which is why it is considered a record. Also, you would actually get to experience a clear day if you pulled your head out of your ass.
I'm going to back this up a bit because I actually start to drop altitude and watch what happens to Chicago.
No.
As I go down, watch what happens.
Oh, let me guess. It disappears.
You think?
Go figure. It's almost as if geometry's a thing.
Hey, Spurs, can you tell me how you see across a curved surface on a globe? Just
Sorry,
a
how do you see what?
theoretical
Sorry.
aspect for you?
Sorry, just speak louder. I can barely hear you.
I'm asking Spurs.
Yeah.
Since you're an expert on this.
I'm not an expert. I'm just a regular guy. Okay, no, stop.
Let him speak, Spurs.
Well,
Do
I'm
you
not an
understand
expert.
how you see across the globe? Would you please tell me exactly how you would see over the curve of the Earth and what you would expect to see if the Earth's surface was curved instead of flat? Just tell me what that would be.
If the Earth were curved, what you would expect to see.
Exactly. If you want to debunk a system, let's see if you know it. Tell me about.
Well, in terms of what?
I
mean, how a ball or spherical object works. The higher you go, if you were to be in an air balloon, you would use elevation and go higher. These such things. Looking forward on a board, what we expect is the horizon to drop away, and you look down at the Earth. This has never ever happened. Anytime.
Yes. Okay.
Anywhere.
So we understand that we look down towards the horizon on a spherical Earth.
Orphan Red
we
video,
can see
Sean?
things that are
Orphan Red
behind
video.
the horizon if they are tall enough to meet the tangent line where the horizon meets our line of sight. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we aren't talking about any sort of atmospheric effect here. What is the difference in atmospheric pressure from ground level to 1,000 feet?
Oh, I'm not sure, but it depends.
Why don't you know that?
Because, like I say, it changes constantly. There isn't a constant.
Doesn't. There is a set lapse rate on temperature and atmospheric pressure. Why don't you explain that to us?
No, again, if we're talking about optical phenomena.
No, you're talking about density of the atmosphere being different from ground level to 1,000 feet. Explain to me the lapse rate of the temperature and the lapse rate of the pressure between ground level and 1,000 feet.
Yeah, of course. Once what you're asking me for basically is what happens when people like yourself do this. You're asking me for a model, as I've said to you before. Okay,
I'm asking you to describe reality.
No, what you're doing is you're asking me for the basis or the foundation of a model. I don't have that. I've said to you many times. Okay, so if I was to give you those numbers, those equations, okay, that would be the foundation of a flat Earth model. We don't understand how the atmosphere works right now. We can observe things.
Well, you know exactly how the atmosphere works.
No, you claim to know.
No, we actually do.
No, we actually know.
No, you claim to know.
We actually know because it matches all the math and the model that is, matches reality. It all matches up with everything that we say.
And also, a question for an actual pilot who's in the room. If the atmospheric pressure wasn't known to some reasonable amount of certainty, that would fuck up flights of a few aircraft, wouldn't it?
No, it would fuck them all up.
It would fuck them all up. Okay, my apologies.
Yeah, and if you want to get into
let's not hedge here. The only things that wouldn't screw up would maybe be ultralights that don't carry an altimeter.
Well, and even then, why stick with just the pilot? I mean, you could have the person who actually studied aeronautical engineering get into the actual mechanics of how flight is obtained and maintained. And yeah, you change the atmospheric pressure around a wing, you drastically change the efficiency of that wing.
Well, let me ask you this, Jared.
We're getting railroaded, and I want to touch on this because he says that we never see the horizon having to look down to see it as we gain altitude.
Yep. Go for it, Sean.
We always see it looking down.
106 feet. 106 feet. Look where that arrow's at on screen. Do you see where that's at? It's
Yes,
level.
I do.
It's level, pretty much level with the horizon. It's like
it is.
162.
I will say it is pointing right at the horizon.
So I took this drone up without ever touching the gimbal on the camera, so it's always looking in the same direction. And then I took it up to 1,639 feet, and that's what we get.
Interesting. So question, Sean. That arrow that you have on the video, did that arrow move at all during this video?
Not once.
Not once. Interesting. And yet so that would mean that the horizon actually dropped below the level that it started at.
Yes, it did.
Interesting.
That's impossible. That can't happen.
Oh, come now. I'll tell you what. I did it last weekend. No, seriously. I did it last weekend. And Spurs, you can try this at home.
What's that?
I'm going to start a new series out here called Northwood Scientist to do experiments like this at home. But I'm going to give you a hint and a heads up on the very first one. You got a 4-foot spirit level?
Spirit level, yeah.
Okay, get you a 4-foot spirit level. I want you to find some place by a seashore or something that has a water horizon on it.
Right.
Okay, that you can clearly see.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to get 2 coins. You're in England? You got a little coin kind of like an American penny?
Sure.
Great. Get 2 of them. Put one hanging off the left edge towards the end. Get another one hanging off the left edge towards your eye. And use those like a gun sight. You ever aim a rifle?
No.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
really glad.
Well, unless
that's
somewhere like the fair where you have to shoot coconuts, right?
No, but what I'm saying is what you do is you level that spirit level and then you sight right down those coins. And you know something? If you're sighting straight down a level, those coins on a level, you will see a gap because your level is pointing into the sky because the horizon is below level. And you will see a gap between the horizon and those coins. And I just did this in Lake Superior this weekend.
That's interesting. That does sound interesting.
All right. And it's something that you can do yourself. And it doesn't take any equipment.
Right.
But go on out and try it. Now, the other thing is what he's saying about the drone. Spot on. When I fly in an airplane at 10,000 feet, where do you think my horizon is? Do you think it's straight out at eye level?
Yeah, but you've got to understand something. Like, I'm not sure of your name, but as flat earthers, we're trying to teach something. We're going out, we're researching, we have findings. Do you understand that?
What are you teaching me that isn't complete bullshit?
Here's the flaw in that logic. They're trying to teach something they don't understand. He just said that.
No. Again,
we're trying to teach. Here's what you said. We're trying to teach something, and we're trying to go figure it out, which means you don't know what you're trying to teach.
You said multiple times you don't have a model. You don't know how this works. You don't know how that works.
Look,
you're trying to teach us.
What are you trying to teach me about the horizon, Spurs? All right.
No. Again, what we're saying is, as flat earthers, we're going out, we're doing research. So what we're doing is we're coming back and tallying our findings. And the findings thus far are that the horizon, there is no fixed horizon. The horizon.
Okay, you're wrong. I can show you a fixed horizon.
Now that we've discovered that, you're asking us for you're asking us for equations, and we're like, well, hold on, we're still in the research.
You can't even identify it on a picture.
Here,
you could not see the horizon on that boat. You couldn't tell where the inferior mirage met the actual boat.
Oh, yeah.
I need the floor real quick.
Seriously, you couldn't see that?
This ought to be really good. Flat out hero, go ahead.
Oh, let me get the fuck out.
Please,
all right, you guys, look.
Poser, I would love to hear from you. Have you paid Wolfie yet?
Awesome. He hasn't. Anyway, we went over that. Look, the observation of ships going over the horizon was made way back before there was any optical instruments at all, a telescope, anything. There was nothing like that. There, you can go to a beach today and you can watch a ship go over the horizon without using a zoom. When you guys showed, every time a glober uses a ship over the horizon, they always have to zoom in first before they can show the ship go over the horizon. That ship goes over the horizon to your eyes, your horizon. When the camera isn't zoomed out or zoomed in, that ship has to go bottom first over that horizon. That's why when you zoom in on it, you're watching it go over another horizon.
Except that is demonstrable bullshit, as Sean just showed you. From the Chicago skyline, we had two P900s set at different zoom levels, and guess what? The amount that you actually saw above the horizon did not change between the two.
When you are standing at a beach, you do not need zoom to watch a ship go over the horizon.
Do you guys think zoom changes the horizon at all?
They think zoom changes everything.
You can see past the curve.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Which is why 300 feet of Tampa Bay is missing.
When you have to zoom in on a ship that's gone over the horizon,
you can't.
There's nothing there.
It hasn't.
You
gone
watch
over
it
the
with
horizon.
your bare eyes.
Yeah, but that's
with
just
your bare eyes. It has.
No, it hasn't. You can't see it properly. It hasn't gone over the horizon. If you had it zoomed in the whole
with
time
your
and watched
bare
it,
eyes.
but that's only because your bare eyes aren't as good as a zoomed-in camera.
Can I interrupt?
That's right. You have a horizon.
Are you guys really that stupid?
Why do you think?
I mean, seriously?
Yeah, they actually
you don't
are.
need 83 times zoom to see the boat go over horizon.
But you will see.
Can I interrupt?
If you do. Yeah.
All right. Go.
So while we have the idiot here, everyone go ahead and vote for Dumb Fuck of the Year. Link in the live chat.
Sweet. So moving on, I do want to go on and say that no, because we actually took that that common objection that people would have who believe the Earth is flat when we were actually at Warren Dunes, and we said, okay, we have two P900s here. Let's have one at We had one at one zoom level. We had one at one zoom level. We had another at a different zoom level. And guess what? The amount of buildings that you saw between the two was the same. So zoom accounts for shit.
No, that has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you, when the fucking original observation was made, it was before there was any optical instruments allowed. There was nothing.
Well, now we have optical instruments. So what does that matter?
But before they watched it go over the horizon with their bare eyes.
Okay, congratulations. They were able to confirm that the Earth was round with their bare eyes. So
okay,
how does this help
they did not need 83 times zoom to see it go over the horizon.
Well, now it's 120, but
you can still.
They did not need that.
You can still watch it go over the horizon with your bare eyes if you look really hard and the conditions are right. And you're going to see exactly the same thing if you zoomed in.
If you zoom in, you find it.
No, you don't find it because it never went anywhere.
It's gone. It's out of view.
It's not out.
When the camera's sitting on the beach without zooming
out, Hero. Do you honestly think that zooming in changes where things are in relation to each other?
I'll answer that. When the camera is sitting on the beach without using any zoom, when that boat sails over the horizon, how does it leave its field of view?
It gets blocked by the water.
No, it goes over the horizon.
Yeah, by being blocked by the water. That is the horizon.
Hold on. I think I can take care of this whole zooming bullshit real quick because this would be the same fucking effect. This is all zooming does. And once I pull out the magnifier, I will show you.
Yeah, zooming in just makes bigger what you are already seeing. That's it. That's all that zooming does. Zooming doesn't magically move your eyes beyond the curvature of the fucking Earth.
I know. There is no curvature.
No, there actually is curvature, which is why the pilots have to take into account, but you would know all about that, wouldn't you?
Lasers beg to differ.
Okay.
Hashtag pay Wolfie.
Present me, Red.
Presenting you.
Hashtag flat out here.
Okay. How much of the sun do you see there? About the top 1/3, right?
I don't see anything yet.
It's presenting to everyone.
Nah. Yeah, about no. Well, you see the sun, the top of the sun, and a reflection of the sun mirrored.
Well, hold on. You see about the top 1/3 of the sun, correct? We're going to
see
show
about an eighth of it, and then you can see a mirrored effect.
Hang on. Okay, we have officially hit 666 subs, or not subs, but viewers. Hail Satan! Oh, keep going.
Hail Satan!
Now look at that little mini window on the center in a little bit to the right, near the top. Does that look like it's showing more of the sun because it's zoomed in?
I would say where the horizon line is.
I would say not. It looks like it's showing the same amount of sun. It's just a bigger picture of it.
Even though it's
the
magnified,
horizon line is higher than the bottom of it.
Even though it's magnified 400%, which is what zooming is magnification.
whether there's a reflection there or not isn't the issue here, Flat here. What they're saying is that zoomed in bit any different to the bit that isn't zoomed in, apart from the fact that it's closer up?
No, but you can see it more clearly.
Is it showing more
there
of the
you go. That's what zooming in is.
Now, when you set the camera on the beach, how does the ship leave its field of view? Does it go bottom first?
Yeah, it goes bottom first and eventually outside because there's a hump of water in the way.
Now look, when the camera is zooming in on the empty horizon,
zooming only magnifies what you can.
What aren't you getting? It left your field of view. The camera's field of view bottom first.
Right.
Okay. Hang on.
Zoom in on that empty spot.
Listen, Flat Out Hero. I had 2 cameras when I did my initial sailboat over the horizon video. 2 cameras. I had a Panasonic Lumix DMC FC70. Then I also had a Nikon P900. Much better zoom level than the 60X I was starting out with. I had that ship disappearing over the horizon. The DMC FC70 was losing battery. After the battery died on that camera, I went to the other camera to zoom in further. And guess what? I could not bring the ship any more back than what I saw on the DMC FC70. So what you're saying and what you're explaining to me is bullshit.
No, the camera, if you just set the camera on the beach, don't zoom, watch the boat go over the horizon.
All right. I've had about as much of this as I can handle.
Go ahead.
Flat Out Hero.
Yep.
Do you know what a cruise ship looks like?
Yep.
Okay, if you're standing on a beach, your horizon from your height at 6 feet, assuming you're that tall, is 3 miles. Can we agree on that? That's what the curve calculator says.
Yeah.
Can you see that ship 5 miles away? It's a huge freaking ship. We're not talking a little fishing boat with 2 guys in poles.
You can probably see part of like the top of it, but the bottom of it's sinking.
You'd see the top of it. Why can't you see the bottom of it, Flat?
Because your vision has a horizon. Your horizon is right there. The camera has a horizon.
I can only see 3 miles on the bottom of the boat, but on the top part of my vision, and my eye knows the difference between the bottom part of my vision and the top part, I can see 5 miles to the top of the boat. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you can see the top of the boat. Yeah.
Great. If I stand on my head, will I see the bottom of the boat and will the top disappear?
No, the top should disappear.
The top would disappear and I'd see the bottom if I was standing on my head.
No, you wouldn't see the top. You wouldn't see any of it. Your horizon would be brought nearer.
But I could just see the top of it standing upright. How come I couldn't see the bottom of it if I was on my head?
You couldn't see the top of it either if you were on your head.
But just imagine his head.
Bring the horizon closer to you.
Imagine his head still on his shoulders, but upside down. All right.
Lay down on your stomach and see how close your horizon is. Watch it go over that curve.
Let me ask a question.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. All right. I'm the largest medical marijuana certification doctor in Michigan.
Word.
I am going to stop doing that because of the brain damage I'm seeing in you.
No,
you're an idiot then. Dude, if you cannot agree that the camera not zoomed in will watch that boat go over the horizon bottom first.
No, it won't disappear. You won't see it go over the horizon bottom.
You will see it with your bare
camera will.
Eyes. If it's a
your bare eyes. The camera.
If it's gone over the
you don't need a camera. You don't need a zoom.
Flat out here.
No, I'm saying if the camera is not zoomed in on anything, if it just watches the ship go over the horizon, not zoomed in, it will go over the horizon bottom first. Now, the horizon will be empty, and that's what you're seeing when you start to zoom in on the fucking ship over the horizon in your videos.
Yes, Bob, and you're enhancing angular resolution at that point. But you keep talking about being bare-eyed. I'm wondering what we would see if we were bare-assed.
Bob, I have to apologize for Flat Out Hero. It's not his fault. It was his mother's. It's not marijuana. It's fetal alcohol syndrome. Something completely different.
A psychiatrist in the group.
Let me take this in the direction again.
Can I ask him a question quick?
No, that's actually not marijuana.
That's okay. Gavel. Shut it. Okay. Fight the Flat Earth. You have the floor.
Right, flat out hero. So say you've got the camera looking at the ship and you've watched it go halfway over. So the bottom half of it has disappeared. Could I then bring that bottom half back by zooming in?
No.
Why not? Why
Because
could I bring the whole thing back, but not the bottom half?
it's what's out of your perspective.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Bingo!
I've actually boiled down the root of his issue. The reason why the bottom of the No, I'm going to give
the
him
ship disappears bottom first when you're looking at it with your bare eyes.
Sean, I would love to hear your theory on this.
And it happens with a camera too. Let Sean speak.
He's going the angle of attack route is why the bottom of the ship goes away faster than the top, is because you're so close to the water line or the water ground, whatever it is, that perspective forces things to disappear bottom first. So if you're in a long hallway, say 7 miles long, and you start off at the, in the center of the hallway at the floor, because the floor is so close to your eyes, it's going to start cutting things off at the bottom first. But likewise, if you are at the center, at the left wall, it should now cut things off left to right instead of bottom to top. Or if you're on the ceiling, it should cut things off top to bottom, because that's the closest edge you're to. And I actually had Sly model this out because of Nathan Oakley's angle of attack bullshit. And this is what we ended up coming up with that whole hypothesis. And you'll like this.
It's not a hypothesis. Just don't zoom in on anything. Let the camera watch the ship go over the horizon.
We're going to go address because you're so close, because the ground is so close to your vision. We'll do this in a hallway, and this is what it should look like.
How hard is that to do?
Like
set
a hallway.
Camera. Set a camera.
This is what flat Earth perspective looks like in a hallway that's 7 miles long.
Huh?
Because you're closest to the surface, it's always going to bend in that direction.
Wow, that's incredibly fucked up.
Now
that doesn't represent reality.
Yeah,
there's a reason why I had Sly model this out specifically, is because Soundly has a nice bridge down into Nasus Bayou that is perfectly straight, that he can actually get underneath, that has pylons that make it into a 7 mile long hallway.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have him put the camera in different positions and see if this matches what he observes in reality.
You can look at it 90 degrees. 90 degrees.
Wait a minute. I definitely know about that video because Spurs was talking about infrared. Spurs, are we talking about this type of infrared showing clear evidence of curvature? Are we talking about that one? That type of infrared with clear evidence of curvature?
Right there? Well,
look at that.
He's very low. He's very low down to the ground. Obviously, you can see somewhat further, but obviously
the P900 infrared showing curvature, though, right?
No.
Yeah, I've been through this with Soundly.
90 degrees.
Soundly has done. He's chosen a optimal location that has
an optimal location to show the demonstrable
optical
curve
illusion.
that is demonstrable.
It's optical illusion.
Optimal. He showed optimal. A location that will show distortion. Because I've said to Sandy, can you do this anywhere?
Wait, whoa. No, stop right there, Spurs. You are the one that brought up that infrared has no distortion.
If it curves over 3 miles,
I said you can see further
with
more clarity.
You're saying you can see 3 miles straight ahead of you at water level, right?
I agree with the clarity part. I mean, I'm clearly seeing curvature.
Is that 3 miles that you're seeing curvature?
That's due to an optical phenomenon. This only happens here and other locations of Soundly's choice. Not anywhere. Not a location.
It also happens at Tampa Bay.
Not a location of a flat earther's choice. If we were to choose Soundly, go here, go there, he would say, "Oh wow, I can't really go there."
How about this?
Just take a picture from the side.
No. Hang on. That's actually a really good thing. So Spurs, I'm gonna give you a choice here. Pick a location in Florida. Pick any location in Florida. I don't give a fuck where it is in Florida, so long as it's not Miami. Fuck that place. But any location in Florida, and I will demonstrate curvature at that location. You pick.
Well, hold on, because he's saying that
Florida is near the beach. Yeah, it's near a lot of water. It's not. It's not ideal for this type of.
So basically, no matter where I go in Florida, you're saying I'm fucked.
Red, be serious now. You've already said there are reasons why people go in the morning, night when it's cold. There are also your area plays a huge factor. So if you're near
so pick a place in Florida that you would accept.
Jesus Christ! Hold on a second.
No, there is no.
You guys want one for Myrtle Beach?
Oh, hold on. Here's a point that Spurs just brought up, that we're picking specific locations to get this type of observation. Right. The reason why we pick these locations is because the bridges are level across the water. They are the same height for their entire length above the water. They are so they are going. If they're showing
flat
curvature
from the side,
if they're showing curvature, even though they are the same height above the water across the entire length, and you look down that length and you see a curve looking like you're going down a pool cue, by God, that some bitch is curved.
No, and here you can actually see more.
Hold on, I got more. So if you want to get a flat earther observation point of choice, get us a bridge. You go ahead and pick a bridge.
Yeah,
Soundly,
very long distance.
Soundly,
and we'll go there and we'll film it and see if it shows curvature.
No, you can already see from the side. Look at it from the side. You can see all 26 miles of the bridge from the side, and it's perfectly flat. You can see 3 miles in front of you when you're looking down. But you can
I like how we're looking at this, and it's completely flat. Oh fuck!
Here's something flat.
Definitely.
We can only see 3 miles, but we can only see, hold on, Spurs.
Okay, Sean, so what I've got here?
No, you're not deflecting and trying to say flat out hero on this, because he's saying, oh, we can only see 3 miles. The causeway is 26 miles long. It's a hell of a lot more than 3 miles that's only seeing when he's up in the Marriott Hotel.
No, when he's right next to it, when he's looking down
This bridge is 7 miles long.
When he's at sea level.
You do understand
sea level.
It's on a tripod. It's above sea level.
He can see 3 miles to his horizon, correct?
He can also see this nice curve right here. God damn it.
Yeah, but when you can see 26 miles of the bridge from the side, it is completely flat.
Oh, completely flat.
Yes.
Yeah, completely
you
flat.
Can't see 26
except for
miles of a bridge from the side at sea
Yes, you
level.
can. Flat Earth Head did it.
No, he didn't.
No, I'm telling
yes, he
you,
did.
you can't.
Pull up.
He actually
debunked sound years ago.
Hey, let's go ahead and do this. Are you willing to make another $100,000 bet and actually mean it? Because I guarantee you, if I pull up that video, you are not going to see the entire bridge. Bet me right now, motherfucker.
You're going to see more than 3 miles of it.
I'll bet you said the entire bridge
right now.
Yeah, you said the entire bridge. You can see that. Watch. Pull it up.
You said the entire bridge. So are you now going back on that? Are you now going back on that?
Pull it up.
Are you going to pay the money?
Enough of the bridge to tell that there's no curvature at all.
You said it was seeing all 26 miles of it.
Your words. It looks like the whole fucking bridge. Yeah.
Okay. So now it just looks like it. So is it or is it not?
Pull it up. Watch.
So
it only has to be 3 miles.
So basically, now you're not going to have a supposition on it, right? Now you're not going to have a supposition on it. So are you going to be a pansy bitch? Okay. Are you going to be a pansy? Are you going to be a pansy bitch and go back on your previous assertion? So I'm going to ask you again. Can you see the entire bridge in the video that you were talking about? Yes or no? And I swear to fuck, if you start deviating from that, I will shut that shit down. Yes or no? Can you see the entire bridge in that video that you're referring to? Go ahead, unmute. Tell us all. It's okay.
Enough to debunk soundly.
Yes or no? Can you see the entire bridge?
Enough to debunk soundly.
Yes or no? Can you see the entire bridge?
To debunk.
One last chance. Yes or no? Can you see the entire bridge? And of course he left.
He's gone.
Oh, he left.
Just to point out, he has moved the goalpost in the same conversation, because he started off saying you could see the entire 26 miles. And then all of a sudden it became, you can just see enough.
No, he left. He left.
Oh, can I interrupt real quick? While he left, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to vote for Dumb Fuck of the Year, where Flat Out Hero is within the nominations.
You know what? Actually, I want to say don't vote for him because I really want him to just fucking go away now.
Okay, so I have a fantastic way of debunking soundly. If
is it with that picture you're showing that shows epic curvature?
Look at that curve.
Yeah, let's have a look at this picture.
Spursmo, I'll bet you £500 right now that you're talking shite.
Okay, let's do it. Go ahead.
What we've got. So one thing the flat earthers are looking for when we understand something is curved is drop. Okay.
Oh, wait. Hang on, Spurs.
Let me finish.
Hang on, Spurs. I'm not commenting on what you're saying. I need to make sure something is known in the live chat. I'll let you finish. Okay, just so that people are clear, I did not kick Flat Out Hero. I did not boot him from this hangout. He left on his own. So hashtag bitchmade is completely valid here. Now finish, Spurs.
All right, thanks. So, as I just said, one thing the flat earthers are looking for.
Spurs, let me interrupt real quick. Evidence of that claim is in the Discord server. Screenshots of the hangout history.
All right, now for real. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I said, one thing that we're looking for on this globe is drop. You know, we have this calculation of 8 inches per square mile and so on and so forth. That things like the higher you go, the further you should see. So as we look at this picture from Soundly, which is showing what looks to be a curved surface, what we can do, we can draw a straight line across. Okay, any curved surface, anything that can be considered a board. So what we're looking for is this drop. Now, what we expect to see if the Earth were really curving, okay, is something to this effect. So we take this line here, we take this line here, and what do we notice? We notice that the yellow lines, okay, they start to get longer and longer and longer, you see? And this is what we've been trying to highlight and point out to globe earthers, that if we were really on a ball, this type of drop would be noticeable for everybody to see and clear. You can take any curved surface and apply this same principle. And
it is noticeable and observed. What's your
everywhere. I can literally give you about 20 links right now to show you exactly what you're asking for. Like, it is observed all the fucking time, everywhere.
No, but where is this drop? If we were to draw,
I pretty well demonstrated with my Chicago observation.
I also demonstrated with my blink test.
And Miles Davis demonstrated it with his thing. Oh, and then Conspiracy Cats demonstrated this photo of Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens. You know, we've given you everything that you've asked for every single time. So I'll take my £500 now, please. PayPal.
Well, I have something beautiful to show, because I would like an answer to this, because the claim is that as you go further, because of that distance, it starts getting blocked from the bottom up. Well,
I just want to move on.
That is not really. I want to show something. Gavel, everybody gavel. Jared has the floor, and he will not be interrupted. Go.
I would like to show that I actually just did the simple, quick ratio math for this. So I have a 195-foot tall target at a distance of 3 miles from an observer eye height of 6 feet. Okay? So here's that origination point for that eye height. And this shaded in triangle you're seeing is the reference of the item that you're seeing at distance. I'm wondering, when the hell is that bottom part ever going to cross below this axis, which is representative of the flat ground?
I know. Never.
Me. Ah, damn it. I have the answer.
Because, yeah, if you notice, it's getting close, but it's never actually going to cross over it now, is it?
No.
Don't pick me. I'm ever so smart.
Now, I have a question, Jared. If you were to add a curve to that and then add a flat line going for an infinite amount of length, Will there ever be an intersection?
Well, I don't really want to dwell on that point. That point was.
You don't want to dwell on the point.
You don't want to dwell on the point that your future bullshit. You don't want to look at the point that actually ruins everything you're saying.
Oh, it doesn't ruin it. I mean, again,
It just did ruin it. So I take PayPal, or you can go and buy a bunch of my shirts. £500 worth would be fine.
Yeah, but again, you don't have a practical device that would.
No, sorry. I take PayPal.
I have a fucking camera that you guys told me to get.
Yeah,
get fucked, dude.
Anyway, look.
My PayPal's linked to my Fight the Fire Gmail account. So when can I expect the money?
We've debunked the globe.
You haven't debunked anything.
What I'm going to try and do is debunk.
Sorry, Spurs, I just want to know when I'm going to get my money because it's Christmas and I could do with it. You just we had this £500 bet and we've just debunked your bullshit, so I want my £500, please.
I was showing you.
How far do I have to zoom in for this to go below that axis? That is the reference point. That is the ground.
Here's a good one. Hang on, guys. All right, gavel on this one. Gavel, because someone did ask this in the live chat, and I'm sorry if I'm not getting to all the super chats. This is too much of a shit show for me to pay attention to it with any hopes of consistency. But keep in mind, you all asked for this, so I don't want to hear no bitching. But when it comes to McToon, I actually want to bring you back in on this.
All right.
So McToon, I actually got a lot of emails just now saying that they are willing to fund a pretty respectable amount of money to you suing the ever-living shit out of the bitch maid that was in this hangout, otherwise known as Flat Out Hero. I'm wondering, is there any hope of that actually becoming a thing? Because I would really like to see this guy get wrecked.
We just need his name and his actual address is all we need. He lives outside of Phoenix. I tried to identify his house from a shot that he did once.
All I'm saying is that I've gotten now these I just got a bunch of emails. These people are going to remain anonymous until further notice. But McToon, just hypothetically, if we were to actually secure funding, would you?
It'd be great to take a trip down to Arizona in the middle of the winter here. But, I just don't have a stomach for that.
You're too nice, man. I want you to wreck this guy.
I'll be your
McToon, I got a question for you. Could I take your work and apply it as my own with your permission?
That actually wouldn't hold up in court.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I can get Wolfie to come to the dark side.
What if you replicated all his data and everything yourself and then did it? It would still be your, right?
Well, technically, with his original challenge video still up, he's still bound to that challenge.
Yeah,
regardless of all the dozens of videos he's made backtracking since then, he's still bound to his original challenge.
Okay. So basically the answer is no. Damn, that sucks. Anyway, so Spurs, let's go ahead. No, you were about to completely derail the conversation, completely ignore the topic that we were going on, and you were going to talk about something to do with space. So let's hear it.
Oh, I have to get it back up now because
of course you do.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and change the subject just abruptly.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me try to find it. Give me a minute because I have to get it back up now.
What the hell? Okay.
Because I didn't think.
He has to hide his ready to.
You didn't think. Well, I actually agree with that.
Hey, Spurs, I got a question for you. What type of porn do you watch?
Look, a pig is very interested in this kind of stuff. Just saying.
Well, it helps me get into the mind of Spurs Chemo.
Well, the question that I have about that is actually, wait a minute. There's two Bobs now.
Close enough. Just keep them both.
Okay. At Redstrike, all you have is doing is add Google to the lawsuit, offer them the out of giving you Flat Out Hero information, and you can get it that way. Okay.
Okay. So, not just as well as Flat Earth, we're looking for clues regarding the ISS space satellites, rockets, and so on.
Oh, speaking of clues, how did you like my ISS transit video? The one with 2.6 million views.
As I've said recently, that there's definitely something up there, but whether it's manned with actual people in there is another question. So, what I have here is because the ball earthers say, "Oh, well, this is a flat earther channel. Flat earthers have made this," and so on and so forth. So this is obviously NASA from NASA's YouTube channel, whatever. So let me make this large. So what we've got here is kind of a strange. Well, what I'll do is I'll play it first. Can you guys see it? I won't prompt. Do you guys see?
Yes, we see.
Okay, so I'm gonna just play it and let's just have a look. Let's just look.
It's talking.
Okay, so did anybody see anything odd, strange, suspicious?
Yeah, I saw a fade.
Okay, let's have a look.
It's called a fade.
Let's have a look again, because again, remember, you are a glober, you are a ball earth, and you will not know.
To be fair, we all are, because we all live on the globe.
Well, let's have a look. Let's re-look again from now. Okay,
hold on. I just seen Satan's face in the clouds.
Hang on.
So do we see anything?
Pause it.
Let's try again.
No, I didn't say try. Okay, fuck.
Go on.
Okay, play it. Pause.
Okay.
That is a docking point on the International Space Station. Okay, play a little bit further. And pause. Okay, that is still a docking point on the International Space Station.
What he's looking at.
There is some reflection in the window, which I think you're trying to get to.
Yep. Okay, so what is this reflection?
And play it.
Okay, let's have a look. I'll slow it down. I'll make it slow.
Yeah, please do.
Give you the opportunity. From here. It's 58, so you have to bear with me. 57. It's excruciating. We're getting there. Okay, here we go. So what do we see here, guys? What is this reflection of?
Maybe people who are actually working on the crap that's docking. Yep, looks like it.
Definitely see a lot of movement in the background there of people moving.
Yeah, I mean, what's happening here? I mean, what we've done...
They're docking a space shuttle, maybe.
What we've done as flat earthers, we've done you a favor. We've enhanced it for you. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
So what we've done, we've enhanced it. Let me give you the enhanced version of that, so you can see. And what we have here, it looks to be some type of, dare I say, a strangulation. It appears to be one hand here, another hand there, and somebody being slammed to the ground.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I really don't see that at all.
No, I don't see that at all.
It appears to be, again.
Oh my God, that's got to be the best thing I've heard on Flat Earth.
What
are you it's obviously people working inside the spacecraft that is docking with the International Space Sation. You don't think they're going to be operating switches and shit and moving stuff about?
Jerry.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Well, welcome to Jerry Springer, International Space Station.
I see a hand here. I see a face around here. I see hair.
Are you sure that's their torso and not their face?
What's that?
I see their face. It's a shame I can't pause it, but I see their face around here. I see one hand. This is his arm. To me, this is his arm here.
I see a shitty GIF that is compressed.
Yeah,
this is in no way near enhanced outside of putting a blue arrow.
All right, guys. Guys.
I've said it before.
I'll
say it again. Spurs is obviously a Poe and troll.
Yeah, man. You have to be a troll.
Again, I've asked for your explanation of what it could be.
It's inside a spacecraft.
We've established it's a reflection. But a reflection of what?
Of people inside the spacecraft. What is? How many times do I have to say the same thing? It's people inside the spacecraft operating the mechanisms that make it dock with the International Space Station.
Okay, hang on. We have to be fair here, guys. Live chat. I have to ask you all a question. Is Spurs a Poe?
Definitely.
One for yes, two for no.
He has to be. No one can be this stupid.
Let's see if he is a Poe. One for yes, two for no.
And this is why I have blocked Spurs from my channel many months ago.
Well, that was just the other day.
Guys, I'm going to tell you something. This is not about the shape of the earth. Y'all know that, right? This has nothing to do with the shape of the earth. This is a conspiracy theory by people that want to make arguments from ignorance, and they want to possess special knowledge that none of us other sheeple have.
Absolutely.
It makes them feel important in their lives.
Yeah, no, that was just the question, and nobody knows what that is.
I just told you exactly what it is.
No,
we all just did.
You have no idea what it is. Nobody knows.
No. Why would it be someone strangling somebody else?
Hold on. He just made the claim that nobody knows what it is, but he has asserted what it is.
No. I mean, we can speculate, right?
Spurs. Let's go ahead and say that Jerry Springer decided to have his show on the International Space Station. Let's go ahead and say that was exactly. Let's go ahead and say that cops decide to film an episode where some trailer trash from Southern Israelites neck of the woods decide to, film the International Space Station version of their domestic abuse. How does this prove that the Earth is flat?
No, that was just a side note where I just.
You don't answer the questions, do you? You just.
That was just like I said.
Can I tell you
it's not a side note. It is the entire basis of the flat Earth movement.
Well, it's just an anomaly, right? What is it? There's a strange.
You're looking for shit that simply is not there, and then claiming that this is somehow part of the conspiracy.
Speculating, there's a difference. Anyway,
listen, no. There's a difference between speculating and pulling random shit out of your ass.
You're going to like this one, then.
I love it. I love it already.
You're going to absolutely love this one. So,
can I tell you that I don't really drink, but since I've been speaking to you, I've actually drank a quarter of a bottle of tequila.
Well, we are living in a world that seems to be unexplainable, and you're not.
No, you think it's unexplainable. We know what's going on.
Explain this.
Okay? I guarantee we are. This is
another big one. Okay,
so what we have a £500 bet.
Well, you can try, but what we have here is something very hard.
Before you actually go further, then you need to agree to the bet.
No, I'm not betting. Again, this is just something.
I would say.
You already did the first one. You already have £500.
I didn't agree to any kinds of bet.
Yeah, you did. Let's get on with it. Come on. Be an idiot again. It's all great fun.
Well, again, we're just asking the question. We're probing. We're looking. We're saying, why do these things happen? How are they explained?
Spurs.
Why don't you
let me point out something. Let me point out something very basic to you. Just very basic before you go any further. Okay. You say that we're just asking, we're just probing, we're just trying to find out what is out there and stuff like that. But yet, whenever we give you evidence and valid explanations based on actual fucking facts, you disregard all of it. So why is it that you're asking us all these questions when we already know before you even finish asking it that you're not going to accept the answer?
No, because it's not that we don't accept the answer. We have another question. And then that's when you guys say, oh, just accept the previous answer. But we're like, no, we have more questions. And you don't like more questions.
No. We would love to answer all of your questions. Just that we continuously go down this rabbit hole where we're talking about atmospheric refraction in one breath. And next you're talking about supposed domestic abuse on the International Space Station.
Well, that was something that was very strange. Flat Earthers have put that forward. That was made by.
You do see how the two don't exactly match up together, so we can keep going down this fucking rabbit hole where you're just bringing up random bullshit, but we don't actually get anywhere.
I just wanted the opinion of a ball earther on what that could have been. Right, that was it.
Right. Do you accept what our explanation was? We told you what we told you what the reflections on that are. Do you accept the explanation?
Reflections of what? What have you verified?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
We just told you. Oh my god.
This is
okay. Because everyone's getting frustrated. Let's take a new approach to this.
I'm actually not getting frustrated because I know Spurs as a Poe.
I'm gonna.
That's the point. I was going to mention that. I put up
you and everyone else in the live chat because just to be very clear about this, everyone in the live chat except for like maybe 2 or 3 said that you are indeed a Poe. because they're saying that nobody can be this fucking stupid.
Well, the question is not whether you think I'm a Poe or I don't believe the Earth is flat. The question is whether you believe the Earth is really a globe, and can you prove you live on a globe? And that's the problem that you guys are having.
We can, and we have many.
I've been doing that for going on 4 fucking years now, so I think I pretty much got that covered.
I've been on YouTube for a month. I've done it at least 10 times.
So what we have here, more damning information, more damning evidence against
Spurs. I'll tell you what it is. It's more information that you don't understand.
Well, let's try to understand. Let's try to look at what we're looking at here. So what we have here...
Will you actually try to understand it, though? Will you actually try to understand it? Or will you just reject everything that we explain to you?
No, I want to hear the answer. How you... Yeah.
Answer my question.
Well, if the answer is sufficient, then yeah. If you tell me pink unicorns, then no, obviously not.
Well, we're never going to tell you that. But if we give you an answer based on science and logic that comports to reality, will you accept it or will you just deny it?
Absolutely. If you can use science and logic, I'm your man.
Well, you're definitely not my man, but I'll go ahead and just ignore that obviously glaring contradiction, and we'll go ahead and continue further. What the fuck are you showing us here?
There would be no flat Earth without science and logic.
I'm just wondering where the fuck you're going with this.
Can we just get on with this now? So, look,
please.
So what we have here is a sun, which you can all clearly see, and it appears to be setting. But the question was, where is this sun setting? So I put this picture forward to some other globers, and they were saying, well, obviously, this is the horizon here, and the sun is setting here, so on and so forth. But this picture here is actually taken from above the clouds. And what we have somebody in an airplane, and they seem to see the sun rise within the clouds, because we have the horizon behind and we have the sun setting in the clouds. So how is this explained on your globe, that the horizon is behind the sun?
Simple. The horizon is not behind the sun.
The horizon is where you see the sun. What you've got circled out there looks like the top of a mountain range or something.
And actually, I want to say that line right there that you drew may very well not actually be the horizon. May be actually, and this may seem shocking to you, but clouds. And guess what?
What?
Before you even pulled that up, I actually had a picture ready, because if we were to reverse time a bit and the sun was a little bit higher up in the sky and it dipped into that section of the atmosphere, do you want to know what we would see? We would see this. This is what we would see. And yes, by the way, this was taken by me with a Nikon P900, the flat earther camera of choice.
No, well, again, because you haven't researched the full extent of the flat Earth, you're not getting the full
result. That I just have a response for literally every batch of bullshit that you can possibly throw at me, done by my own observations. So you can't actually make the assertion that I got this from NASA or Google Images or something like that. This is my own shot.
Okay,
so
look,
very easily, as this sun is going into a portion of the atmosphere where there is some cloud vapor or very thin level clouds that can block more of the light, and it's going a little bit further down until a point where it gets below that layer, that haze layer it's known as a haze layer, by the way. That is what you're seeing. You're seeing, so what you have listed, that line across as the horizon, that's not a horizon. That's actually the top of a haze layer.
Well, we're gonna look at that. Okay, so let's go back to my screen, because you're not showing the full picture. Okay, let's have a look here.
I'm showing the picture of the sun in full. So yes, I'm actually showing the full picture.
Let's go to my screen, please.
Let's do it.
While he goes to his screen, we currently have a vote on the Discord server, and I have to say, so far we have a 100% vote on Poe.
100%.
Yeah, well, again, it's not what you think I believe; it's what you believe, and I don't think that any glober truly believes that they're on a globe.
Let's get this clear. I don't believe anything. I fucking know that the Earth is a globe. All right. Well, I know 100%. I know 100% without any wavering at all that the Earth is a globe. There is not one single doubt in my mind that in any way, shape, or form that the Earth could be anything other than a globe. All right. Well, do not tell me that I believe, because that is fucking rude.
I'll actually go a step further, Spurs, and let's go ahead and say that it is a belief. then fine. It is a belief that I have that we live on a globe. But unlike you, my goal is for my beliefs to be reasonable.
No, well, a belief, anything goes. So it doesn't matter.
No. There are such a thing. There is such a thing as unreasonable beliefs. Okay, you can believe that there's a pink fucking unicorn in your closet. I would classify that as an unreasonable belief.
That's no different.
But if I believe in the globe based on observable, testable, and demonstrable evidence, then that is known as a reasonable belief. So you just calling it a belief is not really helping your case here. Now, what shit show are you showing here?
Okay, so I showed you a picture where I showed you the horizon behind the sun. You guys were saying no, that's not the case. So can we?
Is this a tall Peter Dinklage?
Can we show my screen, please?
It is already showing.
Ah, excellent. So we have a guy, he's at the airport, he's taking a flight, he's discussing the shape of the earth, yada, yada, yada. As we skip through, he gets on a plane. Now he's looking out of his window, okay? And he sees the sun. And he says to himself, am I really looking at the horizon behind the sun? Is the sun rising between the clouds? And it turns out, yes, the sun is actually rising between the horizon and him. We can see the horizon behind him clearly. There are things behind the sun. So you could have an observer here and the observer where we are now, and they would have the sun between them. Now, this cannot possibly work on a globe because the sun is supposed to be 93 million miles away. There is no way the sun is 93 million miles away, where we can clearly see the sun is sat right there, nice and snug, between the clouds.
Interesting. Okay, so can I debunk this now?
You can try.
Oh no, I will. Okay.
Can I after you've debunked it? Can I do it as well? Because I've got one.
Sure thing. I'll go ahead and debunk it too. This is a file for Kara's launch, everyone. This is where I have all of my rocket launch footage and stuff like that, the GoPro, the music I used, and everything like that. So if we go ahead and click onto this image right here, you can actually see this right here is the Atlas V 411 getting ready to launch the OSIRIS-REx satellite. If I were to just skip ahead to the point where it launches, we'll see something rather interesting. And we're going to use Spurs logic here. So as we can see, as it rises up, something happens, and I'll pause it at just the right time for you guys. Just keep your eyes on it and tell me what you see. Up. So according to Spurs logic, this rocket is in front of the fucking power lines that were about, I don't know, 100 or so feet in front of me. Interesting. Basically, what you're saying is that because the sun is a blinding ball of light, it's overpowering the sensor where you don't know where those clouds are in relation to the fucking sun because it's a blinding ball of light. Using your fucking logic, this rocket is in front of the fucking power lines, and so is the fire and badass.
No, not at all. That's not the same observation.
That absolutely is the same observation.
Yes, that is quite literally what is going on when you look at the sun.
No, that's not. You cannot compare the two.
Yes, you can. That's exactly what's happening.
This is why you need a solar filter when you are doing sun observations. If you want to actually see where it is and what's happening.
No. You would need something behind that rocket.
No. I don't want to put in the work. No. I'm going to be a lazy sack
of
shit.
You cannot compare that observation.
You absolutely can. It's the same exact thing. All right.
Hey, Reds. I just sent you a picture in Hangouts. Could you show that real quick?
Oh fuck! Is it a dick pic?
No, I can promise you it's not.
I hope to God it's not a dick pic because you already sent me one and that was disgusting.
Hey, that was not a dick pic. My dick was in my shorts.
Okay, here it is. Let's go ahead and do this. So
a thong doesn't count as shorts.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go.
So Spurs, under your logic, we're currently hauling the sun around by a truck, right?
No, of course not.
But this photo clearly shows it.
Is that the real sun or the actual sun or the?
Yes, that's the real sun.
Well, how do you know it's not the apparent sun?
The apparent sun.
according to
wow, so we've got multiple
I will
Spurs.
say it.
Hang
on.
One more time.
Yeah, well, according to you globe earthers, the world record
one more time.
The world record photograph.
I have a question. I have a question for you, Spurs. Can you use your real brain instead of your apparent brain?
I don't think he has an apparent brain.
Spurs,
so guys,
you see that photo? That photo is of NASA taking the sun down for maintenance.
You realize that photo is top secret, and also we're not supposed to share that with civilians.
Well, look, again, you got to make your mind up. Is it the real sun or the apparent sun?
What the fuck?
How about this? I have to hear this. What is the difference
between the real sun and the apparent sun? Well, according to your model, when the sun sets or has set, and you're looking at that sun, it's not the real sun; it's the apparent sun. It's been refracted around the ball. Right.
The apparent sun. Okay, so when you're doing your when your buddy was doing his observation from the plane, was he looking at the real sun or the apparent sun?
Well, that's what we're asking you. Is it the real sun or the?
Oh, for fuck's sake! What? Basically, you're asking me why was he supposedly seeing a sun below the horizon? Which, by the way, he fucking wasn't. He was looking at a haze layer, which is something that I already demonstrated does exist with an actual picture of the sun just slightly above the haze layer and not in it, and also showing how a bright, blinding ball of light can overpower a camera sensor so that it looks like it's actually in front of objects, as I was able to demonstrate with the Atlas 5411.
Hey, Spurs, have you seen that photo of the guy sitting in the swimming pool holding up a sign saying physics is fun, where his body is away from his head? Have you seen that photo?
Probably not. Probably, maybe. Why?
Well, is that his apparent body or his real body?
No. Well, let's have a look here. Do you see my screen once again? Yes, again.
Hey,
this is never going to end well. This entire
never going to end well.
We have the apparent position.
I'm going to get more flat earthers in.
We have the actual position of something.
I'm running out.
The observer, when they see for example, the world record photograph, he was here. He saw the sun at 200 miles away.
That is a wonderful over-exaggeration of what was actually taking place.
According to your model, Jared, the sun has already set.
That is a wonderful over-exaggeration of what was actually
not the real sun. Now, you have to believe this nonsense.
That is a wonderful over-exaggeration to prove a proof of concept.
We're looking at the real sun straight across the plane.
Do you understand what a proof of concept is? Or an exaggeration? Or any word in the English language?
I don't believe that is actually a thing. But first of all, let me go ahead and just ask the live chat something. You all said in the live chat, every single fucking one of you, so do not bullshit me on this one, live chat. You all said you guys wanted a shit show. Have I not delivered?
Oh,
yes, you certainly have.
Oh, it could be so much more of a shit show, Reds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, I did get a message from Flat Out Hero. He said that, quote, his phone died.
Yeah, bollocks. Okay.
I call bullshit.
How could he send you a message if he... Wait a moment.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying get his ass back in here.
Oh, please, no.
Okay, so I got a question for you. Now, if you really want a shit show, I could send someone a link.
I don't want.
No, I'm going to probably depart. Is there can I take any proof of a globe, spinning globe?
Hey, Spurs. I actually want. If you can, Spurs. I would actually like to ask you a favor, not just to you, but to any flat earther.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And unlike Flat Out Hero, I will go ahead and actually meet this challenge 100%. So I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, but I'm not going to bet $100,000 because let's face facts, I don't have that much. So $200. I will give $200 to the first flat earther that can provide me with a supposed proof of a flat Earth that I can't debunk in 15 seconds or less. So if you stump me for 15 seconds, if I can't immediately debunk this bullshit with either observations that I have done or observations that one of my friends have done, you get $200. And that's not just a challenge for you. That's a challenge for every flat earther. Stump me.
Right, but you realize you are asking the impossible, right?
No, because we can prove the globe, right? If you've just asked to go away with some proof for the globe. Have you heard of globe busters? I'm assuming you have.
What you can do is
wait. Please just answer my question. Have you heard of globe busters?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, and so you know of Bob and Jaren, they both proved the globe for us recently with a $25,000 ring laser gyroscope.
$20,000.
Yeah, that measured a 15 degree per hour shift exactly as our model predicts.
Oh, yeah.
And then Jaron himself measured the curve of the Earth with a laser test. So if you want to go away with proof, you could just ask your guys because they've done it for us.
As far as I'm aware, they measured the ether. Yes,
there is no such thing as the ether.
Ether does not exist, and
that's what you
every
guys
attempt,
every
energetic isolation attempt they did around that gyro, it still showed the 15 degree per hour movement.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And on top of that,
the physical interaction from the frame of the gyro to the workbench to the Earth itself.
If there were any truth in that, that would have been presented at the conference. That would have been presented.
You think they are going to present? You think they are going to present things that they found were wrong?
True, and if any flat earther had,
think they are going to admit their faults?
Spurs, I want to actually find the actual person that was the victim of this, but apparently there was actually a globe earther who was actually trying to talk about these facts, and he was escorted out of the fucking building. Don't bullshit me.
She was escorted out.
She was escorted out of the building. Yeah. So basically, they're not going to talk about things that actively debunk them. What the fuck are you talking about?
And Spurs, if you want to know about the ether, I've literally just done a couple of quick videos explaining how both Michelson Morley and Aries Fader both completely disproved the ether, and I've got a whole bunch more coming. All right, the ether has been conclusively disproven since about the 1850s. Right, nobody thinks the ether is a real fucking thing. Light waves do not need a medium to propagate. That has been proven conclusively. Okay?
Well,
hey,
currently we have very good flat earthers who are looking into this, and they suggest that the ether is a real thing. It's being suppressed.
I don't really give a shit what they're suggesting.
What about all the evidence that it isn't? I've literally just told you 2 experiments performed in the 1800s, let alone that completely disproved the ether. And if we talk about Michelson Morley experiment, you heard the LIGO detector. That is basically just a fucking massive version of the Michelson Morley interferometer. Yep. And so if the ether was a thing, we would fucking know about it.
Wait a fucking minute. Spurs.
Yes.
What is an interferometer?
Well, like I said, I haven't claimed to be an expert. What I have done
Spurs, seriously, just go to my channel. They're like 4-minute videos and explain it all for you. Seriously, dude, just go to my channel. There's 2 4-minute videos that will explain to you about the ether and interferometer and everything, okay? You need to educate yourself, motherfucker, because you are the densest person I have come across in my entire life.
All right, Reds, just for Spurs. Hold on, Spurs.
All of these science experiments and whatnot.
Scientifical? Is it scientific?
Scientifical. Okay. So, Reds, could you please play the Jeranism 15-second clip of him debunking the flat Earth with lights?
Okay, Spurs. You have inspired me to work on my
just for Spurs.
Dumb.
Like, how is this guy not in the Dumb Fuck of the Year nominations?
Because
I'm pretty sure he won in the past.
Because Poes are not allowed.
Oh, right. Well, can he get some kind of like lifetime Poe achievement award?
I guess so, because at this point,
Spurs is the most dedicated Poe you will see out there, but he is a Poe.
I mean, no one can actually be this stupid, right?
I would hope. Otherwise, I don't have a lot of hope for humanity.
Like, honestly, Spurs, can you tie your own shoelaces?
Wait, no. Better yet. Spurs, are you wearing a headset that in rhythmic fashion tells you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out?
Like if you start walking too fast, you forget how to breathe and you have to kind of like stop and start, or like I'm seriously worried for you.
Does it take an incredible amount of concentration to blink and talk at the same time?
Does your carer know that you're online?
The way that I kind of see it is that, you guys cannot take it out on the government, the system, NASA. So, you guys have to kind of take out your frustrations. Yes, the loss of the globe is a huge thing.
Well,
right?
I'm wanting you to actually no. I don't want to take out any frustration, Spurs. Right? I want to give you $200, which is what I'm saying.
No, I don't need your
all
funds,
you have to do.
I don't need to respond to
no. All you have to do, and it's not just about the money. It's also for the bragging rights, right? So all you have to do is stump me with any flat Earth proof that you have for 15 seconds. And if you can do that, if I can't debunk it in 15 seconds or less, then you win $200. I mean, that's pretty fair.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I agree.
Go for it, Spurs. Really,
I'm in agreement with you. I'm a flat earther who thinks or understands that the Earth cannot be modeled. Okay, we live in a very complex system.
It can be modeled. We've done it.
It has been modeled very well.
Yeah. Just because you can't do it doesn't mean it's impossible.
Do you know what a model is and what the test of a model is? The fact that it can make predictions.
Try to make things work on a flat Earth.
Yeah, but we don't want to, we can't because the Earth isn't flat, but we can make them work on a sphere.
Try to make things work on a flat Earth. It cannot be modeled. You cannot do. You cannot make things move at 50.
Yes, we can.
Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is? Because the Earth isn't flat.
Hang on. I don't want Spurs to be by himself here. So let me just go ahead and say something in live chat. So apparently there's a guy in the live chat called Carl Steinbeck. Says I don't use Discord and shit like that. You don't actually have to use Discord. Just copy and paste an email in the live chat, and I'll send you the link.
So it is frustrating. The globe is gone. There is no evidence. So again,
there is evidence.
Wait, whoa. We have evidence in this hangout.
No. What you've given is optical illusion.
Can I speak up for just a second and address this?
Yes. Let Bob speak.
All right. Now,
what flat earthers want is science.
Spurs, shush.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so Spurs, you want actual evidence of a globe Earth. Is that correct? Is that what you're asking for?
No, yeah, I want scientific evidence that it's repeatable, observable. You can demonstrate that the Earth is a globe. Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely not a problem at all. All right. Let me give you. Do you know what a sextant is?
It's something that they use at sea.
You know damn well what one is, Spurs.
Okay, a sextant is a instrument that measures the height of something over the horizon. For example, the North Star. All right. Now, when you read the elevation above the horizon of the North Star, it gives you your latitude to within 109 feet. Okay. Now, the only way that works is there are two conditions that require it to work. One is the North Star has to be very distant, in this case, 400 light years. And second, the surface of the Earth must be curved.
Right.
Okay. It is impossible for the North Star to give accurate sextant readings on a flat Earth, whether it is near or far. Okay. And B, if you sit down and look at any latitude that a sextant would work on a North Star, that fixes the height of the North Star. Okay. And it's fixed to the level of like 3,112.3 feet if it matches at 45 degrees north, which is where I'm sitting right now. Okay.
Okay.
It would only work at the North Pole and at 45 degrees. By the time you get down to the equator, which is 0 degrees, it should be right on the horizon. It's actually at 24 degrees on a flat Earth. It is impossible to work. A sextant does work by definition.
How do you know this?
I've used a sextant myself.
Look, I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to sit down and argue the fact that we've got thousands of years of history using sextants and astrolabes.
You're Bob. Bob, how do you know what you're telling me right now?
How do you know that a ruler measures?
Bob, look a pig. How does?
Are you serious? Are you serious?
I'm very serious, Bob. I'm very serious, Bob. Because flat earthers know by experience, they can demonstrate, they can produce evidence.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
What they mean. You're now telling me something, and I've asked you how do you know what you know.
I have just told you that I calculated it from 90 degrees north to 0 degrees.
Did you document it, Bob?
Yes, I sure did. You want to see it right now?
Yeah, give us a look.
All right. Can I share this screen?
Let's see what you did.
Hang on just a
This is
second.
how Bob proved we live on a globe.
All right. This is simply one method.
No.
Yeah, Spurs. Do you also, I'm just asking, do you want my angular size of sun observation? Do you want my ships up over the horizon observation? Do you want the multiple sunrise and sunset observation?
No, I need to find out whether you're looking at something optical.
All right, right here, I got it right here.
Actually measurable.
Fucking list for you. You just tell me what you want.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. As long as we're going to ask questions, and as long as it's not optical, because again, we understand whether it's optical or physical.
Do you accept map? Do you accept triangles?
Well, again, it depends on what you measure.
accept triangles?
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Do you accept triangles?
It depends on what you're measuring.
It depends.
Absolutely.
Right. Do you accept that the angles of a triangle will add up to a certain amount?
Yeah.
It will always be the same.
Okay, hang on, everyone. Time out. Spurs. If you have a triangle with sides 1, 1, and 1, what are the angles?
Here we go.
No, please don't do that. No, please don't.
Right, let's not derail, right? Because the point is,
if you have a triangle that's 1, 1, and 1, what are the angles?
If you don't understand how we see it,
Spurs, if you have a triangle of 1, 1, 1, what are the angles?
Right, like I said, all of these things.
If you have a triangle, what are the angles?
We're going down a path versus
Spurs. If you have a triangle of lengths 1, 1, and 1, what are the internal angles?
All right, again, we're not going down the path of arithmetics and trying to prove who knows.
Spurs, if you have a triangle of lengths 1, 2, and 3.
Can you see that?
Yes, I can see that, Bob. You are presented to everyone, and you have the floor.
Okay. Do you see this spreadsheet right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see the spreadsheet.
All right.
I see.
Now, right here, you see angle of Polaris.
Mm-hmm.
90 degrees. Where are we, Spurs?
Yeah, I can see. Go on.
Where are we if the angle to Polaris is 90 degrees?
Yeah,
I just want to see if you understand what a sextant does.
Can you just make your presentation and demonstrate we didn't
answer the question?
For the presentation to work, he has to know that you understand. So answer his question.
Well, that's not the point. He's going to show that we live on a globe.
All right, stop.
For him to do that, you have to
explain
understand.
it to you. Look, not everybody knows how to use the sextant.
You're pivoting, okay, and just complete your presentation.
Look, not everybody understands how to use
I asked you for globe Earth evidence, okay? That
and he wants to make sure you understand what he's going to present. So answer his goddamn question.
If I don't anything, I will ask questions, okay? So
all right.
That's not how it works, Spurs. Because
Spurs,
you will let him go through and not
hang
understand a thing and then just make up whatever bullshit you want.
Okay,
but then
I will explain it to him then. I will explain it to him. Not everybody knows how a sextant works. All right, not everybody knows how a sextant works.
Okay.
If you look at the angle between the horizon and the North Star, that will give you your latitude. If you have an angle of 90 degrees like this right here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That means that you are at 90 degrees north, which is the North Pole. If you look down here, right now, I'm at 45 degrees north, and I'm at the 45th parallel. This is the equator, 0, okay? Now, the only way that works is if the North Star is directly over our North Pole at a very great distance, so the light comes to us in parallel rays. So when I read an angle of Polaris above the horizon, say it comes out to be 72 degrees. That means I'm at 72 degrees north latitude, okay? I am 1,245.6 miles from the pole, all right? So I can tell this simply looking in the sky. Now, if at 45 degrees north, it is a 45-degree angle to the north, to Polaris, the North Star. If that star is close, we know that it is the exact same distance above the North Pole as it is to the North Pole from 45, because it's a right triangle, and at a 45-degree angle, the line along the ground is the same as the line up. That's how we find the height of trees without climbing them. So if that is true, that means the North Star is 3,112.65 miles above the North Pole. You with me so far?
I think you lost him.
You lost him at North Pole.
Yeah, I'm definitely listening. I'm taking
No,
this
but I mean,
all
do you
in.
follow along? Do you follow along with the Spurs? I'm not mocking you or anything. I'm asking
Absolutely,
if you
absolutely. I follow it. It's understood.
Okay, so all right. So you understand that at 45 degrees north, the distance to the North Star above the North Pole has to be the same as my distance to the North Pole, because that's a triangle with 45. It's a right triangle with two 45-degree angles. Do you understand that?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that tells me exactly how high the North Pole is, or the North Star is. If I make a triangle like that and start at 90 degrees north and work my way all the way down to the equator, I can actually calculate what the angle should be when I look up at the North Star, because it's at a fixed height above my horizon. And the further away I get, the smaller that angle gets, okay? So if you look at this column right here, at the North Pole, it's going to read right because it's right over. If we go 1 degree to 89 degrees, it's going to read 88.73.
Right.
Now, if we go 1 more degree down to the 88th parallel, it'll be 87.46. Now, if we look down at 45 degrees, you see how it matches up right here?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
All right. But if we go down and it should be reading 44 in the real world, it's going to have to read 44.37. You see this? Now, if we keep going down,
right,
10 degrees north. All right. It'll read 10 degrees on a sextant, on a spherical Earth. What's it going to read right here on a flat Earth? 29.360. Is that 10 degrees?
Well, you know, one of the problems...
Is that significantly different than 10 degrees?
Yeah, one of the issues was when ships, you know, would use devices like this, they would go off course, there would be lots of shipwrecks. This is not completely reliable by any means.
No, no, excuse me. With a sextant, properly used, I can tell my location on the Earth to 109 feet, which is 1 arc second.
Yeah, but what we're looking for is that, Bob?
Now,
yeah, we're looking for.
I used a flat Earth, if I used a sextant on a flat Earth, I could find my office at the 45th parallel because it's accurate there.
Okay.
All right. But if I go any distance north or south, I don't know if I'm in fucking Tennessee or if I'm on the shores of Hudson Bay. I guess the only way I would be able to tell is if there were polar bears there, because the error rate is enormous. And this is the error rate. This is how high, this right here is how high the North Pole or the North Star would have to be in order to give correct readings. Do you notice that it's not a stable number? Do stars change position based on where you look at them? Does anything change position based on where you look at it? If I'm standing at my head, does that mean that the star knows that I'm standing on my head and that it physically moves to accommodate my observation? And at the same time, it'll physically move to accommodate your observation in order to make this read right. No, that's impossible. Now, by the way, we can fix it. For example, the firmament could act as a lens, right?
Yeah, that's one possible explanation.
Right. Here's the refractive index that you would have to have for the firmament to be a lens.
Right.
Now, right here, we're getting to about 1, which is air, vacuum, things like
you know, these numbers you have for a flat Earth, where are you getting them from?
All right. If the North Star, if the Earth is flat.
No, but I'm asking you, where have you been to a flat Earth to say, look, this is what it's like on a flat Earth?
This is from Fouquet Word. stated very clearly.
No. But I'm saying that you're giving me data from a flat Earth. What it would be like on a flat Earth. So I'm asking,
Puckett gave him the data. It's from Puckett Word, okay? A flat earther.
All right. Now, he stated very clearly that at 45 degrees...
How do you have data for flat Earth if there is no flat Earth?
I can... Okay, now this is a difference between a flat earther and somebody that's trained in science. Okay? I can imagine a flat Earth.
So you're saying... So say that again. Sorry. Say again. The difference between who and who, again?
The difference between people that are flat Earth proponents.
Flat Earthers and who?
Actual science.
Actual scientists is that you can imagine what, sorry?
I can imagine.
So you can use your imagination a lot better than flat Earthers. Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
exactly.
Exactly. Okay, go ahead.
All right. I can imagine if the Earth was flat and I had a North Pole sitting on a pole 3,102.65 miles high. I can understand that if I'm standing directly under that, it'll be 90 degrees above me. If I start moving away from it in any direction, I can imagine a triangle, a right triangle being formed from the flat Earth on one leg, straight up to the North Star, and then straight down to my eye.
Okay.
I can imagine a triangle like that. And I can calculate every angle on that triangle because it's simple geometry. And I did that for every single degree from 90 to 0.
Well, that's your problem right there, Bob, is your imagination. The globe, you start with a presupposition. You imagine...
no, I started with a presupposition that the world was flat, and I calculated based on the height of the North Star.
Again, why would you do that?
Here's the thing. Hang on. All right, Spurs, do you know how science works?
Absolutely.
Okay, then why are you asking such a retarded fucking question?
Because without science, you wouldn't have a flat Earth. Science has never proven the globe.
No.
I can prove the globe.
No. Hang on. Everyone, gavel. Shut the fuck up for a second. Okay. The thing is that you have a few models that are competing against each other to find out which one best comports with reality. Reality is going to be the final arbiter of truth. So you can presuppose whatever the fuck you want. You can presuppose a flat model. You can presuppose a globe. You can presuppose a fucking cube if you want to. It doesn't matter. It's when you put those models and you compare it against reality that you find out which one actually comes out on top. So what he's actually done right here is completely fucking valid, because if the Earth was actually flat, then observations would comport with that model that we're
these numbers right here.
Yeah, it would comport with that model. But guess what? But guess what, Spurs? When we go ahead and look at reality, it actually comports with the round Earth model. Imagine that.
Yeah, that may well be, but the Earth is not curving. This is
yes, it fucking is.
That's what you have to prove. We've been able to show.
I just proved to you something. Listen.
Hold on, please. Red even said it himself earlier on. There are multiple horizons. So that means
I didn't say that. Hang on. Let me be very clear. I did not say that. You did. What I said was that in the ship video that I showed, that it doesn't matter what you want to call the horizon, the ship is still disappearing under it, bottom up.
That's the problem for you. If that's true, what you're saying, that's a problem, because there is no true hard horizon where ships are disappearing bottom first.
Yes, there is a true hard horizon.
Which is why I said that it doesn't matter what you specifically call the horizon, it will disappear under both horizons. And it doesn't matter which one you choose. So if you choose this little refractive line as the horizon, the ship is disappearing bottom up relative to it.
All right.
If you choose the actual hard horizon, it disappears bottom up relative to it as well.
All right, Spurs, I want to ask you a question. Is Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve smarter than a pan of delicious August nachos?
Oh, look, if you're going to attack the individual, not the argument, this alone proves that the Earth is not a globe. It's not rotating.
Right here. I'm going to show you. You see that building right there?
you're resorting to attacking the individual.
At this point, I'm curious to hear what's being said here, Spurs.
All
So
right.
let me listen.
Do you see this building right here?
I do.
No, I'm not playing any part in you attacking.
You don't need to play. All you need to do is sit there muted and shut the fuck up. Yes, Bob, I see it.
All right. This building right here by measurement is 250 feet wide.
Okay.
And it's 264 feet high to that air conditioning unit. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
This is the Renaissance Center at Myrtle Beach. I used to live down there. I've been to this building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is no question on the fact that this is a large white square building.
Yes.
This is a 5-story parking garage right next to it. And you see this stuff here? This is sand.
Yes.
Because the ocean's right here. All right. Now I'm going to show you this entire location so you can see it.
Okay.
Right here. That is the Renaissance Center right there. This is the coast of Myrtle Beach.
All right.
You see it's a long, gentle shore. And this is a location 21.2 miles from that location.
Yes.
Now, Spurs, do you agree that this is the Atlantic Ocean? This is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
I'm Spurs intellectually honest twin brother. Yes.
All right, good. Do you agree that sea level right here is the same as sea level here and is the same as sea level here?
Yes.
Absolutely no question of that.
No question whatsoever.
All right, now I'm going to show you this picture right here. That's the hotel. Now, this is at 13.2 miles. Can you clearly see the air conditioner building right up here?
Yes, I can.
And it is a relatively square hotel-looking building. This is the Renaissance Center across the bay. And you see the 5-story parking garage right here.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you're comfortable understanding that that is the Renaissance Center.
Yes, and coming from the same
parents. I also measured it. All right. So there is a little loss of height on that. But I just want to make sure that everybody clearly understands that that is the exact same building.
Yes, sharing the same parents as Spurs has definitely made this kind of a challenge for me, but I think I get it.
Now, do you see the air conditioning unit right there?
I do.
Do you see this building right here?
I do.
How would you describe the shape of this building?
I would describe it as a rectangle.
Is it a square?
Square, yes.
Is it a square?
It is more rectangle-ish than a square.
Very good. Would you agree that that is the width? And that is the height.
Yes.
Would you agree that the width, which we know to be 250 feet, is greater than the height?
Yes.
Okay. Would you please explain to me why we are missing 187 feet of that building, despite the fact that we are at the shore, at sea level? We looked at it from sea level here, and it is on sea level. The same sea level the whole time, yet this sea level is 187 feet higher than that sea level.
I would say it's electrolysis.
No, Red, this is where you cannot explain it any further. So hold on a second.
You're right, because I don't have my head up my
That
head.
sea level is 187 feet lower than the sea level that we are standing on, where the flat earth doctrine took this photograph. It is Flat Earth Doctrine's video. I didn't take these. This is a Flat Earther's video.
So it looks like a Flat Earther from the curve.
Yeah, explain to me why that sea level there is 187 feet lower than this sea level here.
Okay, so when you're looking at such long distance photographs or photography over the ocean, the sea, the indicators you're looking at are the color of the ocean, the coloring. So as you can see that near to you, it's a very light color, The further that you get nearer to the horizon, it gets darker and darker, and this will tell you, is that the actual ocean? And we've concluded, as flat earthers, after careful research, that the darker the research, the darker the water, the darker the ocean, this is not the true water. Therefore, it is not obstruction.
All right, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to try and not have a flipping stroke over this. All right.
No, I know this.
Do you see the color of the shoreline here?
No, I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about this CGI.
Do you see that color right there? Do you see how it is lighter here than it is out here?
Okay, hang on. Enough, gavel. As soon as you said flat earthers have done careful research, my prostate has officially fallen out.
Yeah, Spurs, I'm going to let you off the phone. I do need a new oven glove. Mine is ruined after tonight.
All right, let me explain a little basic oceanography to you. This is the sand by the shore. This is deep water.
No, I'm not talking about
this. Lighter than that because that is deeper than that.
No, not this, Bob. We're talking about the real image. Yes. Okay, go back to your image.
That one?
Well,
is it the case that he might not be a Poe because no one is this persistent in a joke?
Well, this is
you see the width of this right here. You see I have measured the hotel. We know that is 250 feet. We can use
I really can understand why you're making observations and scientific observations from optical phenomena.
Because you can scientifically explain those optical phenomena. Don't you understand that? Yes, you can. We understand what's happening.
Understand that.
We know what refraction is. We know what temperature is. We know how to measure and record what's happening. It's not just random optical phenomenon. It is phenomenon we can explain with physics and math. Okay?
No, not quite. No.
What do you mean not quite? Exactly.
Because what the numbers that you've given us, the calculations that you've given us, we've actually tested those and we're able to see things a lot further than we're supposed to, which would only mean one thing, that we're not on a board because the Earth...
No, what it means is you do not understand what you've done and you do not understand how refraction works.
No, I feel in this case you have a choice.
No, all the information that you have, no matter what photos you bring us of what distances or whatever, it comports to the globe.
No, but think about
you just don't understand why it comports to the globe. That's all.
All right, Spurs, I'm not going to sit down and argue with you on this. This is undeniable proof of the globe. There is 187 feet of missing building right there. It's not due to refraction. It is due to the curvature of the Earth. The shoreline is continuous between both observation points.
Yeah.
Number one, we have proven curvature of the Earth. By number two, since it is a known distance and a known drop, we have just proven the radius of the Earth. And three, by having the shoreline curve 187 feet down in that 21.2 miles, I have demonstrated bendy water. You have no response to this.
Yeah, I've explained
it. Irrefutable.
Well, I've explained it. I've shown you that you're using
it's about the color of the water.
Optical observations as proof of something physical.
That is horse shit.
Okay, right there, Spurs. Many times you say everything looks flat. That's fucking optical, and now you're saying optical doesn't count? What the fuck is wrong with you?
It only doesn't count when it debunks his bullshit.
Right, Spurs, can you explain to me the scientific method, please?
If I asked him that.
Did you? I must have missed it.
I just asked him that because he was saying that, oh, you start with a presupposition, that's bad. I go, no, you start with a model guess and then you see if it comports with reality.
Yeah, right. It's just like
scientific method.
I'm getting dumber talking to him. That's all. I'm literally losing
I literally cannot understand. I cannot understand how he could possibly try and counter what I just presented. It is just it's beyond me.
It's easy to explain.
I cannot do that. Was I not clear, gentlemen?
Okay. No.
You did a perfect job, Bob. You did amazing.
Bob, I have to actually give you a round of applause, Bob, because you did a fantastic job, and I definitely appreciate this. And I did get a question from the live chat that is actually pretty important because, as you guys know, what I do is I I record the live chat and I edit this into a solid video and I post it on the Redshift so that everyone can watch the shit show after the fact. So I don't clutter my channel with Google Hangouts. I just realized that I forgot to hit record on the live chat.
Oh, you're kidding.
You want me to do it again?
No. Fuck that. I don't have enough alcohol for this. You all shut your fight the flat earth. You shut your whore mouth, okay?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm actually gonna do is I am going to keep this hangout on my channel forever.
Oh fuck.
Well, you've got your new record views now. Never mind about your ISS observation. This is the new one.
Show that you were unable to prove or show any clear-cut evidence that we didn't.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Did you not? You said that you understood what Bob was saying to you. He asked you several times. Do you understand? Are you following? Right? And if that was true, when you said yes, then there is no way you can come to the conclusion that the Earth is still flat. If you truly understood everything that Bob said to you, then the only possible conclusion that you can come to is that the Earth is a globe.
Yeah, you've got to ask yourself. You've got to ask yourself who these days does not understand the heliocentric model. Everybody.
You quite clearly. You don't understand.
Everybody knows the heliocentric model, and everybody.
No, Spurs. I'm sorry, but you do not know the heliocentric.
By the way, guys, we are enjoying me jumping off the stratosphere in Las Vegas right here.
Sounds good. Also, by the way, I do want to point out that observation that Bob showed you, which by the way was done by a flat earther, is the same type of observation that I did in my blink test. You can clearly see that there is the bottom portion of the structure missing behind the curvature of the Earth. And that observation was done over water. But there's something else that I want you to understand. Not only was the bottom half of those buildings gone, they were being hidden behind the curvature of the Earth, but there is a fucking Air Force base in between myself and the towers that you couldn't see at all. Do you want to explain to us why that is?
Well, again, we've been through this time and time again. When you're so low to the ground, okay, there was a optical phenomena that's happening. Okay, it's very difficult to measure.
Yeah, this optical phenomenon that you're talking about. As I do this. Okay, I'm just going to show everyone what the fuck I'm talking about. This is a map of where I was and the direction of where I was going. As you can see, this is my line of sight. My line of sight just skims the very bottom of Pinellas County, which is this peninsula right here, goes right past the peninsula where that houses the Air Force Base, and goes all the way to Tampa, which is right here. So basically, this entire spit of land right here is gone. It's not there. The only evidence that there is actually something there is this structure right here. This structure, which is on that spit of land. So not only do we have the bottom portion of the towers missing, we also have a fuck ton of land, an entire Air Force base.
That's McDill Air Force Base. That is not.
Let's make this last point. If you go back to your image, you can see where the water is. Not this image. Right here. You can see the water is dark blue, a darker blue. This should tell you something. This should be an indication.
Yeah, it tells us it's deep, dumbass.
This should be an indication.
I mean, seriously, how many times do you have to be told this? Have you ever been to the ocean?
Okay, and you will see the same effect.
Okay, let's do a test here. Let's hang on. No. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you for a quick moment. Okay.
Well, it's about the military.
I want to ask Spurs a question here. Okay.
Okay.
So
last one then. Let's do this.
Okay. Last one. Okay. So here we have a image that I took of the. Here it is, right here. Okay. Now you're saying that because this water is darker, and this water is dark.
Hold on. Play the video first.
No. I'm not gonna play shit. I'm just showing you a still image, okay? Because only the color is important. So the question here is, this very dark water right here. How deep is that water?
How would I know that?
because you're saying color is important here. So
no, we're not talking about depth or the deepness of the waters.
Then what does the color? What does the color of the water have to do with anything?
Well, and is it color with an O or color with a O and U?
So it's all right for it to be a difference in color when it suits your narrative, but when we're trying to explain to you why it's different color using actual physics, you deny it.
Go to the middle of the ocean, the same thing will happen. You'll be in the deep ocean.
So this is the same color as the deep ocean, right?
Well, is it?
I don't know. You tell me. Is it the same color as the deep fucking ocean?
We're just looking at a still here. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, I don't have any details.
You're looking at the color. Are you colorblind?
No. This is again. We don't know if this is near or far. Okay, I don't know if you can zoom in.
I'll tell you this. This is at max zoom on the P1000. That should tell you
zoom out, and then this will tell us what we need to
know. So let's go ahead and do this. Going back to the very beginning. Nope. Absolutely not. I'm just trying to demonstrate a point here, and your inability to answer this question demonstrates the point perfectly. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that just because the color of something is something, it doesn't actually mean anything.
Well, it does. It's an indication to whether you're looking at something real or
okay.
Spurs, do you understand what goes into the color of water? It's not just, the water's depth or the sunlight hitting it. It's also about algae count within said water.
Yeah, you really can't tell shit about the color of the water is what I'm trying to
go
say.
back a few frames and let's have a look.
So Spurs, let me just ask you this very important question. If you had to take a guess, if I was in this deep blue water right here, could I even walk in it, or would I literally be up to my fucking neck? Could I walk in water like this? Be honest here. No, this is looking out into Tampa Bay.
No, of course not. No.
Of course not. Okay. Well, let's see. Shit.
Oh, come now. You're not walking in it. Those are horses. I know what horses are. That's a horsey.
Well, where are they?
In the deep blue water.
Not where you zoomed in at first, right?
Yes, same place, dumbass.
If they were to go any further out into the sea,
Spurs, can I ask you a question? Are your videos on your channel as stupid as you are? Like, because if so, you are going to be episode 6 of Flurfs Are Idiots. I'm saying that right now because honestly, I've come across some real stupid people, but you take the fucking cake, mate. Honestly.
When I started this conversation, my IQ was about 155. I think I'm getting down to about 140 now, and I need to fucking go home and start drinking.
I hit double digits like after the first hour of talking.
I'm in the teens right now. This is bullshit right now.
Okay, so
my patience require.
You guys wanted this quest. I mean, it's going to get more and more difficult. The future for the globe is going to be more and more.
What's been difficult so far?
Guys, I've got to go.
Well, I'm just departing.
I can't do this anymore.
My departing words.
I'm literally giving you a 15-second challenge, and that's the thing. See, if you are saying that things are going to get increasingly more difficult for the Earth, then stumping me for 15 seconds with some amazing proof of the flat Earth that I can't debunk in that time and winning $200 should be easy. But you're not able to do that. That says a lot more about your position than it does about mine.
All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Have a good night, okay?
Red,
I got a question before you go.
Red, I wouldn't hold your breath because
hold on, Spur. Hold on. Bob's leaving.
You're looking for a model. That
Spurs,
is not.
Hold on.
Spurs, shush.
All right, so Bob, listen. I know you had to suffer a lot. Thank you for coming. But could you be my doctor while I'm here and suffering?
Yeah, you're going to have to sit down and drink heavily, and I suggest mixing it with Xanax.
All right, we'll do.
Bob. I got a question for you. Are you on Northern Peninsula or Southern?
Yes. I can help.
I'm actually asking for a reason because
I'm a medical marijuana doctor. I'm Dr. Bob. All right. I run Denali Healthcare. But in any event, my main office, my home office is in Mount Pleasant. Our main administrative office is in Gaylord.
I have no idea where either of those cities are. So
we're also in Marquette and Iron Mountain, and I'm in Cadillac and Kalamazoo and several other cities as well.
So how hard would it be for you to join us on probably the 8th, 9th, or 10th over at Warren Dunes?
Where the hell's Warren Dunes? I'm trying to remember.
It's near the Indiana-Michigan border.
Okay, you're talking about St. Joe, looking at Chicago?
Yeah.
Hold tight. What day?
Probably the 8th, 9th, or 10th, depending on weather.
You're talking about January.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll tell you what the weather is. It's going to be shitty. It's Michigan. I grew up down there.
Well, I lived here since I was 17. So yeah, I know all about how much Lake Michigan likes to take everybody over.
Where do you live?
Northern border of Indiana, near Dead Center.
All right. I'm going to be at my Kalamazoo clinic on Monday, December the 10th. Yeah, that's possible. I'm off that weekend. And I was planning on going out there anyhow. So if you guys want to go, we'll go.
You do know that the 10th of December was last week.
No, hang on.
We've all lost.
Are you sampling your goods?
January 9th, I can do it.
That's just right. That's just right.
January
Sample
9th
is good.
Yeah, January 8th or 9th would be fine. I'm going to be in Kalamazoo on January 7th.
All right. Yeah, we'll get a hold of you.
All right. Dr. Bob, Michigan Marijuana. You'll find my office number. Just call up.
And yep, that sounds like a good plan to me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you guys, hey, stick a link to my page up there. I started this channel the first of the month with 15 subscribers. I'm up to 950 subscribers now, and I've got 350,000 minutes of watch time on my videos.
Screw you, Dr. Bob.
I think that I'm probably putting out some decent videos. I just released one on gravity and buoyancy this morning that was really freaking cool. But
Nice.
but yeah, get me some subscribers, man. I could use them.
That works. By the way, I want to go ahead and show people the remainder of that footage. What are we seeing here?
It's water.
Horizon.
It's water.
Oh, we'll zoom in on that. What's that place? Are those the horses out there? Way out there?
You know, you actually found that a lot faster than I was expecting.
Those are the horses out there?
Yes.
Dude, I grew up in Florida.
Yeah, Spurs eat a dick.
Could I mention something that we have in the water in Florida? It's called sharks.
Yes.
I would not probably be that far out, just kind of thrashing around in the water. All right, there's these big hammerhead things that go out there. Well, that just means they start chewing upwards. Your feet are in the water, man. All right, I'm going to get going, guys.
Since we know Spurs is still watching, yeah, eat a dick, dude.
I now have
all
a
the
doctor.
dicks.
You now have a doctor. All right, guys, we're going to start ending this the stream. We're going to start going down the list. McToon, I'm going to start with you, good sir. Thank you so much for showing up and shutting up Flat Earth Hero or Flat Out Hero. Thank you very much for that, and thank you very much for demonstrating that you can actually get flight charts to do what he said. But he just wanted maps that don't exactly exist.
Yep. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. All right, get out.
All right.
Look a pig. You're next.
Yeah, I definitely should have went through with my morning plans the other day. That's about it.
That's good. We'll give you a call in a moment. Fight the Flat Earth. Say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
International Bowlers Day, 31st of December to 1st of January. Do it. Bye.
Sweet. Jared, say what you got to say and get the fuck out. No, nothing. Nothing, Jared. Come on, Jared. Don't do this to me, Jared. Jared, my parents used to do this to me all the time.
Did you forget that I said I was going to work?
So basically, just kick you. All right, sounds good. Peace out. Sean, say what you got to say. Get the fuck out.
Oh, there's nowhere to begin or end with this one, so I'll just get the fuck out.
I'm just going to eat my food and pretend this hangout never happened. Hashtag pay Wolfie. Peace out.